5 people on right now. Right. All right. Come over to my. All right, what's going on, everybody? Gotta go over to my Painting with Jesse Facebook page so I can see who's all on here with me. Let's see. All right, what's going on, everybody? Let me see if I can get things situated over here on my computer. There we go. Gotta find my feed. I think that's it. Sure is. Okay. We are live now. Just waiting for a few people to get on here. How is everybody doing today? So just keep in mind there's a little bit of a delay between what I record over here and what you guys see. I think it's like a 30-second delay or something like that. I think it also depends on your internet speed and things of that nature as to how quickly you guys can see what I'm doing over here. Let's see. Okay. All right. What's up, Belle? What's going on, Belle? We got about 9 people on right now. We aren't going to actually get started painting until about 3:30. Right at 3:30 is when we're going to get started. I'm going to wait for a few more people to log on here. I'm not sure what to expect, how many people are painting with us today, but I think we're going to have a good group. We are starting at 3:30, so in just a couple of minutes I'm going to talk about supplies and things like that. In the meantime, get yourselves comfortable, make sure you guys have your drinks ready, and get ready to have some fun with me as we recreate this cool little painting up here. If anybody has any questions, let me know. I see them on here. I can't catch every question. Hi, Eleanor. Doing good. Hi, Stephanie Wood. All right. I've got about 13 people watching at the moment. Ceci's on here. Hi, Ceci. Let's see who else is on here. So, hi, guys. Hope everybody's having a good time today, a good Saturday. What is everybody drinking? What is everybody going to be drinking today? Let me know. I'd like to know what you guys are drinking. That's punch. Beer in the freezer. All right. Chilled for 3:30. All right. Yeah, guys. So we're not starting until 3:30. So keep that in mind, right? Right now is just kind of for you guys to get ready, get prepped. For those of you that are on here and are getting ready to start painting, remember what our colors are. I'll show them here in just a second. You guys are going to need 2 plates or 2 surfaces. One's going to be for mixing. The other one's where you have your paint, right? So, the colors that we're using for today, yellow, we got some orange, we got some green, a little bit of black, blue, and some white. Pretty much any colors that you guys have that are similar to what's on the canvas here, you guys can make it work, can make those colors work, but this is what I'm going to be using today. Also, a little cup where you can fill it up with water, where you can put your brushes into. Kind of like what I got right here. Okay, all my brushes are sitting in water. I'm painting with acrylic paint. Not sure what you guys are all using. I think most of you are probably also using acrylic paint, but if you got something else, that'll work too. So again, those are the paint colors. You want to have, if you're using paint, you want to have some towels handy for little accidents that come up. I think that's pretty much that, right? Of course, the brushes, a surface to paint on. I'm using a 16 by 20 inch canvas. See, hello everybody. Vodka cranberry. Jane Wagner is drinking vodka cranberry. Yum, sounds pretty good. Tabby Webb, hello. Let's see, we got about 16 people watching. All right, I think we're still waiting for a few more to log on. Again, we're not starting to paint till 3:30, so just be aware of that. If you guys didn't already, a few days ago, both on here on this Painting with Jesse page and on my personal Facebook page, I posted pictures of some palm trees that you guys could cut out or print and cut out. You want to make them about the size of the ones that are on my canvas, proportionately to your painting surface, right? So if you're using a smaller canvas, you would make the palm trees a little bit smaller. Just an idea. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to paint and draw them from scratch. So don't worry if you guys don't have those cut out. But yeah, so if you guys haven't done already and you think you have time, you could probably look back to my post from about 2-3 days ago. You could print out those palm trees, cut them out, and just have them ready to use those as little templates to draw out the palm trees when we get to that point. That's not till the very end or close to the end, so don't worry about that. Again, if you guys don't have those already, I am going to be teaching you guys how to draw those and paint those. So let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. We got 19 people on here. Okay. We got 19 people. And I'm getting, let's see, oh man, I can't, somebody's sending me a message that they can't get on. But I cannot go to Messenger right now. Actually, I'm going to try. Listen, guys, really quickly, if at any point during the session I lose you guys, like if you guys see the broadcast end, don't leave my page. I've been working out some technical difficulties with the platform. I think it's also user error. I'm not too familiar with the Facebook Live platform. But if I lose you, don't leave the channel. Don't leave the page. Stay there, refresh your screen, and it should come back within a couple of minutes or so. Don't leave till the very end. I say bye to everybody, right? You'll know when we're done. But again, if you happen to lose the feed, don't leave. Simply refresh the page, and I should be back on. Last week, I think I lost the video feed a couple of times, and I couldn't quite figure out why. It was telling me something about memory, but my phone was completely, the memory, it's plenty of memory. So anyway, not sure what that was about. Somebody sent me a message on Messenger saying they can't get on. I'm going to see if I can message them without losing you guys. Okay? Just go to my painting with Jesse page here on FB and go to the second post or so. You'll see the video, letting you guys in on my conversation here. Let's see. Oh no, I think did I do it? Did I do it? Oh no, I didn't. Okay, I thought I lost you guys for a second. All right. There we go. I just sent the message. Okay, we got 26 people on here. All right, everybody, cool. We're gonna have a good little group. I'm not sure that everybody's painting with us today, but I think last week we had about 30 people total that were painting. People were sending me their paintings afterwards. Some people were painting in groups with their families. We had moms and their kids painting. We had, just little groups throughout, and that's pretty cool. I really enjoyed seeing those paintings. Also, guys, don't worry if your painting doesn't come out exactly like this. The goal shouldn't be that you guys try to recreate this exact piece. If you look at the pictures that I posted of the things that have been sent to me, there's so many really cool pieces that people make, and they all look a little bit different. So the goal shouldn't be, unless you really want it to be, the goal shouldn't be to try to make your piece look just like mine. You want to make a variation of it. Sure, you can try to make it look like it, but don't stress if it doesn't. More than likely what you're going to get is a variation of the piece, but it's still going to look pretty cool. If you're new to this process, to this painting stuff, you're going to be just listening to what I'm teaching up here. I will be showing you the steps, and then you guys will be following along with me. So don't stress too much. We got 30 people on here. We got Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Carol. Lydia. Hi, Lydia. Hi, Yenny. Cool, right? Thank you, Yenny. Let's see. Beth Simmons is back with us. Really cool. We got some people that were here last week and the week before. Hi, Roxy. Jason Seward's on the Facebook Live. Hi, Sybil. Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie. The Martin Sewards are here. Cool. Hi, guys. And you guys are in Arizona, right? I do believe you guys are out in Arizona. Cool. Very cool. Dina says she's ready. Hi, Jay. Jay, that's okay. Jay says, I only have red and black and no cutouts. Jay, if you have any, so you only have red and black, you can probably make it work. If you have any white, you can add a little bit of that to your red to make a light red. Maybe your entire sky will be red. The cutouts, again, aren't necessary. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to paint those. Again, guys, if you didn't see this already, about 2-3 days ago, I made a post on here on my Painting with Jesse page where I included some pictures of palm trees, some silhouettes that you guys could print out and cut out and use those as a template when we get to that point. If you don't have those, don't worry. We're going to do those by hand. I'm going to teach you guys how to do those. But palm trees are tricky for some people, and I like to include those cutouts for those of you that are stressing a little bit about it. So anyway, we got 34 people on here. Who else is on here with me? Let's see. Any questions, guys? Does anybody have any questions? Hi, Marilyn. I'm good, Marilyn. Hi, Adriana. Let's see who else is on here. Sybil's on here. Hi, Sybil. I already said hi. Hi, Ariel. Yes, hi, Ariel. How's it going? Hi, Jackie. Who else is on here? Carrie Miller's back. Hi, Carrie. But anyway, guys, if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys put them on here as well. In the meantime, what you guys want to be doing, you guys want to be preparing your palette. So simply, whatever surface you're going to be using, whether it's a plate like I've got, and I've got 2 plates. The second one is where I'm going to be mixing my colors. All right. So if you guys have a surface, whatever you're going to be putting your paint on, go ahead and start preparing it now. Again, I've got blue. Mine's a dark blue. The actual color that we're going to be using in the background here for the water is a light blue. So don't worry if you've got a dark blue. As long as you've got a little bit of white, we can mix those together, and we're going to make a light blue. If you've only got dark blue and no white, again, don't worry about it. The dark blue will also work. I've got green, I've got orange, I've got yellow, and I've got black. Again, if you have a variation of those colors, as long as they're kind of close, you should be okay. All right? I've also got a cup, a little solo cup here that I've filled up with about halfway with water, and then I've got all my brushes in there. Okay? I keep them wet throughout the whole process. That's what the water's for. Again, I'm talking for those of you that maybe have never done this before. I've also got a roll of towels, okay, for little messes. And then I've got my canvas, 16 by 20 inch canvas. Whatever you guys have should be okay. If you guys have, maybe you guys are painting on paper, construction, paper, wood, board, etc., anything will work as long as it's durable enough to handle whatever medium you guys are going to be using. All right. Also, let's see, 32 people on here. Okay, cool. For future reference, guys, I'm not using these today, but I want to show you these so that if you guys can get a hold of some of these, we're going to be using these on some future paintings. These are neon colors, okay? A variation of these little neon colors that actually glow under black light. You guys want to order yourselves a set of these. This brand is Deco Art Americana Neons, okay? They don't have to be this brand as long as they're iridescent or fluorescent colors. That's what you'll want to be using. Again, we're not using these today, but these are just for future reference. You guys can order some of these. I think I picked these up. I either picked these up at Hobby Lobby or at Michael's. So just make sure if you guys want to join in on some really cool glow-in-the-dark fun in the future, you guys get some of those. Again, those colors glow under black light. I've also got this really cool glow-in-the-dark paint. Again, we're not using this today, but for future reference, this one actually glows in the dark as well as under black light. So there's that. Also, for future reference, not for today, we got these little glitter paints. It's actually glitter floating around in glue. I often use these at the very end of my paintings to touch them up. People really like that. So I got this blue, I've got red, gold, and a few other colors. But this stuff I get this at Michael's. Brand is Deco Art Craft Twinkles. These are pretty cool. Again, these touch up paintings pretty nicely, make them really stand out. So you guys can order some of those, whatever colors you want. Just get a variety of colors, get your main colors. That would be really, really cool. So again, we're not starting till 3:30. I want to give everybody a chance to jump on. We got about 16 minutes. We got 40 people watching. Right on, right on. Let's see who else is on here. Hi, Chelsea. Okay, Ariel, you're with Chelsea. Cool. What's up, Chelsea? Let's see. Who else? Who else? Cool. We got about 40 people on right now. Again, I'm not sure that everybody's painting, but some people I'm sure just jumping on to watch. If some of you guys are thinking about doing this that have never done this before and you guys are just kind of watching, cool. You're more than welcome. But next time, get your stuff ready. You know, you got plenty of time. We're gonna do one again next Saturday. So get your stuff ordered. I think some people are. Hey guys, let me know below where you guys are picking up your paints, where you're picking up your supplies, whether Michael's, I know Michael's is doing like curbside pickup. Some people have told me to go to Joann's. I think Walmart is another place you can get a lot of stuff. Let me know where you guys. Carrie Miller says, "Gross glitter." Not everybody's a fan, I know. Let me know where you guys are picking up your supplies. Okay, I want to know so that I can tell people when they ask me where they can get them. Okay, I've got a bunch of stuff from all the years that I've been doing this, or for the while that I've been doing this. So I got a bunch of supplies. But let's see. Somebody's asking for the colors again. Okay, colors once again. We're using black, green. We're gonna use some blue. So the blue that's on here is gonna be a little bit lighter than this. I'm gonna be mixing my blue with a little bit of white to lighten it up. So we're also using white, right? We're using yellow, and we're using orange, okay? Your colors don't have to be an exact match. If you guys have a different set of colors that you want to use, maybe you envision your sky or your water or whatever, a different color, maybe you want green palm trees, that's all to you guys, okay? So use whatever you've got. But those are the colors that I'm going to be using. Hi, April. She says, I'm new to the channel. My name is Leilani. All right, very cool, Leilani. Right on. Maria Garcia. Hi, Maria. Let's see. Who else is here? Who else is here? Yeah, so most people I know really, really like the glitter. So again, not today. We're not going to be using it today. And maybe not next week. I want to give you guys enough time to get it. But if I had an example, maybe I could show you guys. Oh, here we go. So I don't know if you guys will be able to see it in the light, but so this is a little piece that has a bunch of glitter on it. Once we paint the whole piece, we add glitter over our surface, and that creates some really cool little effects, right? So you guys can kind of see right there. I'm looking in the mirror back there behind the camera, but you guys can see there's glitter on that, right in the upper corner, in the water, along the mermaid's tail. So all over the place, right? It really does some really cool stuff to touch up the paintings. So just make sure you guys again get that. Let's see. Jackie says, Jesse, no curbside for any Michaels in Riverside County. Okay, we are still waiting for county to let us go back to work. Okay, I did not know that. Crazy. Beth Eliza says, hi, Jesse, brought family today to paint. Awesome. Very cool. Okay, guys, so again, let me know where you guys are picking. So Jennifer says she got her stuff at Michael's. Okay. All right. So let me know, guys. Again, let me know where you guys are getting your stuff. That way, when people ask me, I could, make the recommendation that that's where they should go. I thought Michael's was doing curbside pickup, but somebody just said that nowhere in Orange County are they doing curbside pickup, so I didn't know that. But you guys have time to order your stuff online, maybe from Amazon or from other places. The plan is, again, that I'm going to be doing this throughout the duration of this quarantine lockdown thing that we got going on every Saturday, probably about the same time, start time at 3:30, unless there's a better time to do it at. So somebody is telling me curbside Michael's in Redlands. Okay, so there we go. Yanni Burgos is also saying the same thing. Redlands Michael's does curbside pickup. So it looks like there are some that are doing it, maybe some that aren't. So just kind of, look around your neighborhood. But so yeah, there's going to be places you guys can get these supplies at or from, but you got time. So we're doing another one next Saturday. I don't know what we're painting yet, but it's going to be something pretty cool. So just make sure you guys get your supplies ready beforehand. Canvases, I typically use a 16 by 20 inch canvas. Whatever you guys can find should work. You'll just work proportionately, and I'll talk about proportion when we're painting. I talk about how to kind of, if I'm doing my water, how to gauge it on yours, where your water line is going to be, those kinds of things, so you guys can adjust. In the future, I might switch to a slightly smaller canvas, but probably not, simply because the larger the picture, the easier it is to see on the camera. But it'll be something around this size. Anyway, canvas size, kind of up to you guys. Again, I use a 16 by 20, but if you guys are using 11 by 14, anything in between, you're probably going to be okay. I notice a lot of times when people send me pictures of the stuff that they did, everybody's canvas sizes vary all over the place. So that isn't as important as, as your paint, as your brushes, and that kind of stuff. The brushes, for those of you that have seen my posts about brushes, I'm typically going to be using the same brushes throughout the whole, every time we're painting, we're going to be using the same brushes. So once you have that basic set, and for those of you that want to know what brushes I'm using, simply go back to one of my posts from earlier in the week and you'll see that I have a list of the brushes. And those are just tentative brushes. You don't have to use those. They don't have to be exact sizes. As long as they're kind of close, and you'll see what I'm talking about when you look at the numbers and stuff. That's all you really need. So, all right. Okay, guys, 10 minutes. We're going to get started. I think some people are already starting to drink. Some people are asking when they should start drinking. Just you can start drinking whenever you want. Just don't go too fast. You want to be able to get through this. We're going to take about 2 hours, 2.5 approximately from the point that we start to paint. It takes a little while because I stop in between each step, let you guys catch up. I answer questions, and then we move on to the next step. I try to kind of keep a kind of a medium pace. Can't go too fast because I lose a lot of people that are following along. But let's see, any questions? Hi, Amy Razika Stromer. Very cool. Let's see. Who else is on here? So a lot of people are saying Michaels and Redlands, or a few people are saying Michaels and Redlands. Okay, cool. Again, maybe Jasmine Ray Ramirez got supplies from Michaels. Hey, Jasmine, Michaels where? Can you tell us which Michaels, what city that was in? I'm hearing, again, some people are saying that some Michaels aren't doing curbside, and other people are saying that some are. So let's see if I missed anything. Guys, as we're going through the process, as I'm in a few minutes, when we start, I'm going to switch over to the front. I'm going to bring the camera in close to the painting so it's full screen. You can see the entire picture. I'm actually going to switch canvases. Obviously, I'm not going to be painting on this. I have a clean canvas that I'm going to put on here. As I'm doing the steps, if you guys are asking questions, I don't always catch every question. Sometimes, and I know because I'll go back, right, when everything's all over, I'll go back and look at the questions. So I'm like, oh, I missed that one, I missed that one, I missed that one. So try to wait till I'm asked to ask the questions in between steps, when I'm looking at the camera, okay? So, all right, let's see here. All right, guys, in just a minute, looks like there aren't too many questions, but in just a minute, I'm going to be switching everything over to the front, and then just getting ready to start. Again, we're starting in about 8 minutes, so just get yourselves ready, relax, we're going to have some fun, take a deep breath. Let me know, guys, if it's your first time ever painting. I don't think I'm going to have too many first timers, but if there are some I'd like to know, it's kind of cool. Let me know on here if you guys, hey, say, I'm a first timer, Jesse, take it easy on me, okay? So, all right, 42 people watching. And I know a lot of you guys are in groups, small groups, so I don't know how many actual people are going to be painting. The more the merrier. Guys, also, please, if you haven't already, please like my Painting with Jesse page. This page that you guys are on, please make sure you like it. It helps me to grow the channel. It helps me to grow the page, sorry. So please like the page. And then also, feel free to share it. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with anybody that you think might like to come on here and learn a little bit about painting. Again, the whole idea is that I do it once a week, every Saturday. Oh wow, Jennifer's asking which one the number 6 shader. I have 4 brushes with the number 6. Sorry, Jennifer, I can't see your brushes, so I can't tell you. So somebody's asking, Roxy's asking what the drink word of the day is going to be. When I start, I'm going to tell you what that word's going to be. So every time I say that word, you guys have to take a little sip of whatever you're drinking. Sip, gulp, whatever you guys want, or whatever it is that you guys are drinking, all right? I'm going to be drinking a little wine, maybe a little bit of beer. I'm more of a beer guy, but, for this kind of stuff, maybe I drink a little bit of wine or whatever. But I got a little bit over there. I don't know what my word's going to be just yet. So when we start, I'll give you guys the word. And again, every time I say it, you guys have to take a little sip of your drink. I think last week you said it was leaves. The week before it was brushes. Or maybe it was, I reversed it. I don't remember now. But anyway, all right, guys, I am going to start switching things around here to get to the front. Any questions? Adriana Perez says Michael's shipping. Adriana Perez says Michaels.com. Shipping was about 5 days to Menifee, California. So there you go, guys. Beth Eliza says I have kids, not first time painting, but all that. But at that level, okay. All right, all good. Jay Craney is drinking tequila. I think Beth Eliza is saying that maybe the word is drinking. I'm not sure. All right. Hey, my buddy Jeff. More like my brother. What's up, Jeff? What's going on? Okay. All right, guys. Let me start switching things over to the front. We're going to start getting ready to make this all happen. I have a little bit of a noisy stool that I'm using. I fixed it a little bit over the week, tightened up the screws and stuff, but I'm afraid it still squeaks a little bit. So you guys are gonna have to bear with me. It's not squeaking as much as last week, but it is still a little squeaky. So let's take that out of there. Switch to our canvas here. And there we go. Grab my computer. So my computer sits across from me as I'm painting, and again I can see your comments come up, but I don't catch every single comment. So if I don't answer your comment or get your question right away, don't think that I am ignoring you. I am not. It's just that I don't see every comment. Well, in some cases maybe I do ignore a little bit if the comment, if I can't say it on Facebook. There are some kids painting with us, I think. So, I don't normally purposefully ignore any comments. So just keep that in mind. All right. So let me reposition everything here so we got a good view of what I'm doing. Just got to get a good close-up of my canvas. You guys aren't going to see much of me after this. Mostly going to be focused on the painting itself. Again, this is all live, folks, so who knows what can happen. Sometimes little accidents. I don't generally cuss, but last week when we had our little hiccups with the live process, I did cuss a little bit. I don't think anybody caught it because I think it might have been in between when the glitch was happening, so nobody heard it. Anyway, get your stuff ready, get your drinks ready, make sure everything's nice and refreshed. Any snacks that you're going to be drinking with, painting with. I'm adjusting my lighting, just getting everything nice and ready. And let me start over here. All right, Jason, I got you. What's up, Jeff? Just seeing what the hype is about. Well, you've painted with me before. You should be out here painting with us, Jeff. Let's see. Adriana says she's super excited. Awesome, Adriana. We're gonna have some fun, everybody. We're gonna have some fun. Again, I'm just getting everything ready over here in the background, making sure you guys can see what it is that I'm doing. Okay. Again, folks, I go pretty slowly for the most part, but I can't go too dang slow where I lose the people that are, kind of a little bit on the quicker side, and I can't go too fast so I don't lose the people that are a little on the slower side. There's no real right way to do this. Again, I do instruction, and then I take a few minutes in between step to answer questions and to let you guys all catch up. All right. What time do we got? 3:28. 2 minutes, folks. 2 minutes to start. I got my little cup with brushes ready to go. Probably need to bring my camera over a little bit to the right, to the left. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. We're good. Whoops. Almost made a little oops over here. Up close, here are our colors. Okay, for those of you that are yellow, orange, green, white, blue, black, those are our primary colors that we're going to be working with. All right. Get your drinks ready. I'm getting mine ready. 1 minute. 1 minute to go. Any questions? Any questions? Let's see. We got about 42 people online. Mariana Vincent. All right, the Vincents are ready to go. Awesome, Mariana. Juliana. Hi, Juliana. Okay, Juliana says they're using waters today. Very awesome. Carrie Miller. I don't know if WD-40 is going to be a little too, too good for your health, but just maybe if you water it down a bit. I don't know. Yeah, no worries. My phone should be okay. Yeah, sometimes I am using my phone for the video part of this. Sometimes the phone will vibrate a little bit and you'll hear it. No big deal. All right, everybody. Cheers to everyone drinking with me at home, whether you're drinking soda, water, punch, a little bit of wine, beer, whatever it is. Oh, somebody said WD-40 for my stool. Got it. Ha. Okay. Anyway, cheers, everybody. A little sip to start. Okay, we can't get too crazy at the beginning. Okay. So, a couple of rules, guys. Actually, a couple of things. And I mentioned this earlier, but I want to mention it again. If at any point during the process I lose you, meaning you lose the video on your screen, it says broadcast ended or whatever, stick around, don't leave, refresh your screen. I'm still getting used to this format, this platform, and there have been some technical difficulties in the past 2 sessions that we've done, and I've lost a feed a couple of times. Don't leave, simply refresh your screen, and then it'll come back up. Okay? So again, do not leave. We got about 47 people watching. Let's do this, everybody. First thing I want you guys to do, we're going to be working on the water, and from time to time I'm going to be bringing up the original so you guys can see what I'm talking about. We are going to be working on all this water area first. We're going to do the background, all blue at first. So that's what we're starting with. You guys will see what I'm talking about in just a minute. So whatever size canvas you're using, this water line right here, it's almost halfway up your canvas, about halfway. Whether it's a little higher than halfway or a little lower than halfway, no big deal. Up to you guys where you want that water line to be. But this water background is what we're starting with. We're putting down the background blue that's beneath all this orange and yellow, etc. Okay? So that's what we're starting on first. What does that mean? So you guys all should have some blue, right? We talked about blue. I've got this really dark blue. I'm going to lighten my blue up a little bit. So it's an in-between light blue and a dark blue color. I'm going to lighten my blue up by mixing a little bit of white and a little bit of blue. So here's what I'm going to do. The largest brush in the group of paint brushes that I've got, this is about a 2.5 inch paint brush. It's actually a 40 millimeter brush, but it's close to about 2 inches, 2.5. This is what I'm using. I'm going to take some of my blue, okay? Some of my blue, bringing it over here to my little extra plate that I've got here. I'm going to take some of my white with the same brush. A little bit of white. Take a little spot in a small area of my plate, and I mix these two colors together. Now this background color can be darker than this or it can be lighter than this. Either will work. So I'm just mixing color that's kind of, I'm going to make a medium blue color is what I'm going to use for my background. All right, so I do that first. Okay, once I've got the color that I want, and again, so I want to make sure everybody understands everybody's color is going to vary a little bit. It doesn't have to be just like this blue. It could be a lighter blue, it could be a darker blue. No big deal. So halfway on my canvas is about right here. Hopefully you guys can all see my finger. About right here. I'm simply going to do like this. I'm using the narrow part of my brush. I'm going to go across. Check that out. Nothing to it, okay? From there, I'm simply going to go, you can go vertically or horizontally, doesn't really matter. But I'm going to cover all of this area with the relatively thin coat of paint. I don't want to make it too thick. So I'm taking a little bit of paint and I'm spreading it. My main concern is that I cover the entire canvas, right? I don't want to leave any white spots where I can see the canvas coming through. And it doesn't have to be a perfectly uniform blue. It can be a little streaky like what that looks like right there. I'm not sure if you guys can pick that up at home. But I'm going to do this from top to bottom. Vertical, horizontal, brush strokes, doesn't really matter. All right, so there we go. Like that. Now, I've been painting for a long time, so I can move a little more quickly. If you guys are at home, you don't have to take your time too much. You know, just commit. Once you start, just commit to your brush stroke, and you'll be all right. Okay, so look what I'm doing. There's nothing to it. Once I've done the front, I'm going to go ahead and do my two edges, right? So left and right edge, same paint. Do this, I come over, and I'm going to paint my edges. Don't worry, you know, once I'm done with this part of it, I take my time here and answer your questions. Now, I can't see what's happening on the other side of the canvas, so I'm going to trust that I'm getting all of this edge all the way up. I'll check it though in a little bit to make sure. But so left and right edge. Don't worry about the bottom edge of your painting. In other words, down here, the bottom, right? We're going to do that at the very end. So don't worry about that. All the way across, all the way across, all the way across. All right, everybody. We've got about 46 people on here. Pretty cool. Again, I don't know how many groups of people are watching. Last week, I think we probably had like 30 people watching throughout the whole thing, but it turned out there were quite a few people painting. There were groups. So all in all, we had about 30 people, 30 groups, maybe? Something like that. Pretty cool, though. Don't forget, I like to see what you guys are doing. So from time to time, take a little picture of your painting and send it to me via Messenger. Usually I can see them pop up on my screen, and I can tell you, oh, pretty cool. I can say, good job. Fantastic. Amazing. Okay, I think maybe I need to bring my camera up a little forward. Or are we all right? Are we all right right there? I'm just going to bring this a little forward. Hopefully it doesn't mess anything up. We're good. All right, guys. So how's everybody doing? How's everybody been throughout the last month and a half or so? Everybody keeping themselves entertained? Hope so. Oops, I moved. Okay, I see what I did there. I gotta adjust my... Don't worry, guys, I'll adjust in a second. Gotta make little adjustments here. There we go. Maybe I went too far. All right. Whoops, we went too far. Bring it back. Sorry, guys. I'm still making adjustments on the canvas here to make sure that it's all within view. There we go. There we go. All right, I'm getting the first picture from Juliana. Very cool. Looks like the kiddos are painting. Awesome. Very cool. Amy, you're very welcome. Amy says, thank you. Absolutely, my pleasure. My pleasure, my pleasure. Adriana says, my blue came out light purple. That's okay, Adriana. That will work. That will work. Don't stress too much. If your color looks a little different, if it's purple, if it's whatever color it came out as, you'll be okay. We're going to be painting over this anyway, so, all right? Don't forget, guys, please like the page. You guys can like my Painting with Jesse page. That would be awesome. And then also share it with your friends and family. Eventually, I might be switching over to YouTube. I'm not sure yet. YouTube does live sessions on there as well. I'm not sure yet. What platform is best for this, but I'll keep you guys posted. I try to keep everybody posted on my personal page, on my Instagram, and then on my Painting with Jesse page here on Facebook. It gets a little hard to post on all three of them sometimes, right? Especially if I'm busy or in a hurry. But I'll keep you guys posted. Let's see, Eleanor, awesome Eleanor, my daughter and I. Let's see, have different shades of blue. Yep, that's how it works. So yeah, I just got a picture from Eleanor Ibarra, who's painting with us, her and her daughter, and they have a couple of different shades of blue. That's how it works. Somebody said Zoom. Juliana says Zoom. Yeah, maybe I'll do Zoom. Zoom's all. I keep hearing a lot of good stuff about Zoom. I've been on Zoom a couple of times. We've done some family stuff on there recently, and it looks like it's a pretty cool platform. So maybe that's what I'll end up doing. Also, last week I mentioned this is an idea that I'm thinking about doing. Possibly, for those of you that don't know my background, I've been doing paint and sips at people's homes and businesses, schools, sometimes churches. Mostly on the weekends for the past 3.5 years. I've done quite a few paint parties, probably average, I don't know, maybe 6-7 a month or so. So I've got a whole bunch of this paint party experience under my belt. But I've been thinking of, because of all this lockdown, obviously all that went away, I've been thinking of possibly doing some private Zoom sessions for people that want to do it in group settings. Let's say somebody's birthday's coming up and they want to invite like their 10, 15 friends, family, whatever, 20, 30, whatever they can get on a Zoom session. Maybe we can do I may start doing that where I offer that as a service where we do private Zoom sessions for paint sips when you're celebrating a birthday, anniversary, whatever the case may be. Anyway, folks, I think we all are caught up. Give me some thumbs up letting me know that you guys are ready to go to the next step. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Again, I try to make sure give everyone enough time to stay with me. So I'm seeing some thumbs up coming up. All right, very cool. Stephanie Martin. Hi, Stephanie, very cool. Ah, yeah. Those look good. Those look awesome. All right, guys. All right, here we go. Next step. I've got the same brush that I was just using, the one for the blue. I stick it in my water cup, and I am cleaning this brush up pretty well because I want to use it for my background, my sky now. We're going to be working on the sky, which means we're going to start with orange. So I want you guys to clean up your brush pretty well. I want you guys to eliminate as much of the blue as you possibly can. Or if you have another brush of about this size, you want to use that one instead of having to clean this one up. You do have time to run over to the sink and clean it if you want. Up to you. Because it's blue and it can affect the orange, right? If the orange and the blue mix together, it could create a different color, a greenish color. You don't want that to happen. So you want to take away as much of this blue as you possibly can, right? So that's what I'm doing right now. Clean it up, clean it up. Let's see. Yeah, zoom. So it looks like zoom may be the way to go. Let's see here. Sorry guys, I'm going to be blocking your view here. Just trying to clear my messenger so that I can. So same big brush we were just using. What we're going to do next is this orange-ish section right up in here. This orange that transitions. So I want you guys to notice this. Notice this. The orange transitions up into a yellow orange. And there are some parts of that primarily are orange. There is no exact way of doing this. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh my gosh, 2 inches up, you've got to do exactly this. Yours is going to vary a little bit. Don't stress too much. I'm going to start with orange, work my way up, slowly transition to more of a yellow, and then if it gets a little more yellow up here, like it does on the original, that's cool too. Okay, up at the top, I've got a bit of a grayish, blue, green mixture. So that's what we're going to do next. All right. So, but we're starting here with the orange at the bottom. So, from my paint palette, I'm not mixing this color with anything. I'm simply grabbing a little bit of orange. Look, I don't need a lot. A little tiny bit of orange is all I need. Okay? Watch what I do. This little bit of orange, I'm simply going to run this across the top. I don't want to touch my blue water line because it's still kind of wet, and if I mix the orange and that blue, it's going to obviously change the color. I'm gonna leave that line there like that light. So the white canvas line between, I leave it because I am going to have some little land mass out in the background behind it, in between the orange and the blue. So I'm going to leave that separation. I'm leaving that separation in between. All right, so here we go. Again, it doesn't take a whole lot of paint to do this part right here. The little paint that I grabbed with the brush, I'm now spreading it, working my way upwards, painting as I paint horizontally. So I come up and I just keep brushing the same sections with the same amount of paint that I used, that I picked up at the very beginning, right? See how many times I run my brush across? What that does is it spreads the little paint that's on the brush, but it also starts to lighten the color up a little bit as the further up I go, right? So the more intense orange is towards the bottom where I started, and now it's a lighter shade as we go up. Now, if any of you at home want a larger orange section, or maybe you've only got orange to work with, then you're going to go all the way up with your orange, right? Sorry, if you've only got orange to work with, you would go all the way up with the orange. But if you've got yellow, what you want to decide is that enough of an orange layer for me, for you, right? And again, just so you guys can look at the original, it's probably a little bit higher, right? A little bit higher. So maybe if you want yours to be a little higher, and this is a decision you have to make, you take a little bit more paint. I just grabbed a little bit of paint from here on the edges, and then start again, and work your way up. Right? You work your way up, and it doesn't have to be perfectly uniform. It can vary a little bit. Whoops, sorry, no, moving the canvas around a little bit. Didn't mean to do that. I'll try to be careful. But what you do want to make sure of is that as you get to the edge of your orange band, that you spread it so that you spread the paint so that it's a thin little layer that you're going to be able to blend in with the yellow here in just a bit. All right, so again, see my process there. And then what I do also want to do, once I've got this covered in some orange, you want to do your edges again, right and left to match. So I take a little bit of orange, I touch up my sides. All right, something like that. Again, guys, you guys gauge it how high up you want that orange to go. All right, you can go higher, you can go lower, kind of up to you. All right, so there we go. There's a little bit of that orange. Looks like I'm losing a bristle from the brush that I'm using. I had to take that. So I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with acrylic paint. Acrylic paint dries pretty quickly. So I can come down here now, because the layer that I did down here in this blue isn't too heavy. I can touch it and it's all dry. Yeah, keep moving the canvas, guys. Sorry about that. But so anyway, so the acrylic paint again dries pretty quickly. If you do a really thick layer, it's going to take a lot longer to dry. Looks like Jennifer's cat is painting with her. Right on, Jennifer. I'm gonna want to see your cat's painting. So yeah, so you've got all this. It's already dry. This is already starting to get pretty dry. My room, so my art room here is a little bit on the warmer side. I'm over here in California. I'm not sure where you guys are all painting from, but it's a little bit of a warm day today. And I've got a little bit of air flow. I've got a fan on with my air conditioner, so it's drying the paint pretty quickly. And that's generally what you want. You don't want thick layers of paint, because they do take a lot longer to dry. So all right, guys, same brush. Moving on to the next step. Same brush. This time, I'm simply going to do this. I'm going to take my brush. I'm going to grab a little bit of yellow. Okay, just a bit of yellow. Okay, just like this. So somebody just asked me, Jennifer asked, should there be white canvas behind the orange? You want to try to cover as much of the canvas as you can, so you avoid having some of the white bleeding through like I do here. I'm not sure if you can tell on your through the video, but there is a little bit of white coming through. That's okay. In a moment, when I start doing my yellow layer, I can bring some of that yellow down to cover some of that up. But you want to avoid that as much as you can, so that it covers up the entire canvas. Jason, all right, let's see. Let's see. All right, Jason, looking good. All right, guys, so here we go. I got my yellow. I can start a little bit higher up, and I'll explain in just a second why. I start to bring that down a little bit, and you can see that the orange that's on the brush is mixing with the yellow that I picked up to create a kind of an in-between color. But I bring this color down. So I started a little bit higher up on the canvas, right? There was a slight separation where I first laid the paint down and I started bringing it downwards. What that does is it uses up some of the paint. So now when I go into the orange, it's easier to blend the two colors. And see this area over here? Whoops, give me a sec, guys. Juliana sending some pictures. Awesome. Beautiful. So in these little areas where I can see some canvas bleeding through, I can bring some of that yellow down into that and cover that up. Again, this mixture that I got right now, because I already had some orange on the brush, mixed with the yellow a little bit, so we've got a color that's in between. So it's transitioning. It helps with that transition process. It goes from orange, it's starting to go right into that yellow. Okay? So in a moment, I'm going to grab some more yellow and we're going to go a little higher up. But I do want to grab a little bit of the the yellow, so we can do our edges. Again, we want those edges to match, right? As much as we can. Maybe some of you guys don't want to paint your edges, that's all right. No big deal. Some people like to have the edges nice and clean white. That's up to you. There's no right or wrong here. All right. Jasmine Ray's in California. Cool. Right on. All right. We're moving up a little higher. Okay, we're going to go a little higher, so I'm grabbing a little bit more yellow. Again, I still have a little bit of orange on my brush. So I'm still going to have a slight orange tint to this yellow. And it's a little bit random, right? It's a little random. I can't fully control this unless I really cleaned up the brush, took all the orange away, and then only had yellow on the brush. So again, I just added more yellow to the brush. I spread this stuff, okay, like that. I do my edges. So who else is out of California? I know we have some people in Arizona painting. Where else? Where else? Also, what city in California are you in? I'm curious to know. Okay, so for my I'm trying to go slowly here. My next, I'm simply going to do this, take off some of that, as much of the paint that's on the brush. Now I'm gonna try to make it so that I have more of a yellow, right? More of a yellow color for the next little transition up here. So now this is primarily yellow. If you miss any of this, don't stress. Simply asking to repeat, and I will happily do so. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring this all the way up. All the way up to the top. Really thin layer of yellow, especially towards the top. All right? Glendale, Arizona, Stephanie Wood. Awesome. Yeah, Adriana, it's a pretty hot day. April, I think April's Leilani. You're in San Jacinto. Pretty awesome. Tennessee. Tabby Webb is in Tennessee. Awesome. Roxy's in Hemet. Adriana's in Arizona. Cool. Daniel Vincent is in Turkmenistan. Okay. I'll have to look that up. Daniel. I'm not sure that that's a real place, but I'll look it up. Okay. Again, yellow all the way up to the top. And again, this layer is not a really thick one, right? Nothing to it. All the way up. Want to match our edge, left and right. I think I just moved the canvas a little bit. I'm going to have to find a way to keep this thing from moving for future sessions. Don't worry, guys. I am looking at the video so I can tell where I am, right, where the canvas is in camera view, and then I make the adjustment as I go. I realize that it moves around a little bit on me. So again, all the way to the top. Don't forget your left and right edges. Cool. Just like that. Adriana's in Menifee. Cool. All right, Daniel. Daniel moved from Turkmenistan to Menifee. Cool. Unless maybe Turkmenistan is right next to Menifee, I think. Or, sorry, to Murrieta. Daniel Vincent just moved to Murrieta. All right, and then Adriana. Okay, you're in Menifee. Yep. All right, very cool. So here we go, guys, right? In a moment. In just a moment. We got a little section here at the top that's a little bit darker. Okay, right? It's a little darker here up at the top. What we're going to do with that is, you'll see in a sec. But this is obviously a little bit of a darker version up here. But we do have a little bit of yellow, a little bit of a touch of blue, a touch of black, and a little bit of yellow to create that up in the area. So I'm going to wait for you guys a little bit to catch up to this and give you guys a moment to catch up before we move on to the next step. Read some of your guys' comments or questions, etc. All right, Belle is in Ghetto in Colton. All right, Belle. Let's see. I think I've been to that place before. It's a you know, pretty dangerous place. Just kidding. Colton's pretty cool. Let's see what else we got. Haven't missed anybody's questions. Doesn't look like it. Sorry, guys. I know I'm blocking your view. Sorry about that. Got to remember. For now, guys, this brush we're done with. I'm not using this anymore, so I'm going to take this and put it into my water cup, where it's going to sit there and keep from drying, because the acrylic paint will dry. Okay. So take a moment to catch up. Give you guys about a minute or two before we go on to the next step. All right. Give me some thumbs up, some hearts if you guys are having fun. And yeah, let me know. Let me know if you guys are happy or what. All right, I see some hearts, some happy faces, good signs. Cool. Redlands, Ariel and Chelsea are in Redlands. Ariel says she's in Redlands with the bestie. So somebody just asked, Jennifer Lopez just asked, should we do the top? What she means by the top is this top edge. We're not doing that just yet, okay? Juliana, yeah, you guys have a fan on? Yep, need a fan. It's a little warm today. I can't have it on too high because then you guys will hear you'll hear it. But anyway, guys, before we go to the next step, guess what time it is? Oh, I didn't even give you guys the drink word. Wow, what should we use here? Okay, drinking word today is going to be canvas. Drinking word is canvas, all right? So here we go. Cheers to everybody. Andrew Parga says, enjoying it and having fun. And that is what matters. Bel Gutierrez says waves for our word. Stephanie says palm tree. You know what? It's water. That's it. It's going to be water. Water is our drinking word. Starting now. Cheers, everybody. Juliana says her kids are loving this. 9-year-old and 7-year-old, they are talking to you. They're talking to me, in other words, saying, yes, Mr. Jesse. Tell them I said hello. Well, hi, guys. You guys can hear me, obviously. So hello. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Oh, did I not say cheers? Cheers, everybody. All right, this is how we do it. This is how we have fun during this COVID-19. I want to say nonsense, but you know what I'm talking about. It's craziness. So watch this, guys. For the next step, we are switching brushes. So this is about 1 inch flat. It's actually 3/4 of an inch flat brush. Anything like this that you have is all you guys need. Don't worry if it's not exactly the size. That's not really the point. Okay, but it has a nice little thin edge up at the top. Again, this is a 3/4 of an inch brush. What I'm going to do right now is create that darkened color up at the top. Okay, up in here. So what I want you guys to do is you're going to grab a little touch of blue. You don't need much. A a little touch of blue, okay? A little bit of blue like this. I need more than this, but we'll see. We're gonna mix our color here first. So I take a little bit of blue. I'm also taking a little bit of black with the same brush, a little bit of black. I'm mixing that right here. So I'm making a blue-black color. Then I'm going to take a little bit of yellow. So blue, black, yellow. I'm going to slow this down a little bit. Blue, black, yellow. Okay. Probably a little bit more yellow than anything else. We want to make almost like a cloudy gray, cloudy green gray color. So I'll let you know when I get there. Just keep adding more yellow till I get to that. And that's about right there. It looks almost greenish. Actually, it is a little bit of a greenish color. Okay? So yellow, a little bit of blue, and a little tiny bit of black. Eventually you're going to get this cloudy gray-green color. And it doesn't have to be perfectly mixed. It's almost like you can see some of the other colors in there. Don't worry too much if it's not exactly like mine. It's just a darker version of the colors that we have here. We want to create a little bit of almost like maybe a darkening of the sky, right? As the further up we go. So that's all we're doing. And this layer is nice and thin. So you spread that layer. You spread this layer across by using a little bit of paint and just slowly building up on this. You want to cover up all the white of the canvas, right? We don't want to see any canvas bleeding through. If your color comes out a little bit darker, or if it comes out a little bit lighter, and maybe it's not a greenish color, it's more of a bluish color, that's all right. It will all work. Nice and easy, no need to stress about this. There's no point in stressing. I've found that typically the more relaxed you are when you're doing this, the better your painting comes out anyhow, right? So watch. I've done all this in the front. Sorry if I'm blocking some of the camera view. I got to get over to this other side and touch this up a little bit. Since I'm over to the left of the canvas, reaching over to the right part of it is a little tricky. Okay, now, same thing that we did below with the other two colors. I'm simply taking the gray and bringing it downwards. I have very little paint on the brush, so the more times I brush across the canvas, the more of those little tiny bits of paint spread onto the canvas and they blend in with the color below. All right, so that's how you want to do this. Once you've done the front, and this is maybe about 2 inches from the top of my canvas. Now we're going to go and do the left edge, my right edge, and again I'm going to trust, since I can't see what's happening on the right side of the canvas, that I'm getting all of this. But what I do want to do is I want to take that same color that we just mixed, take a little bit of it. I need to mix a little bit more just because I'm running low. And I'm going to take this, I'm going to do the top of my canvas like this, all the way across the top edge. Whoops, keep moving this sucker. I just go across the top edge, right all the way across. From one side to the other. Whoa. Okay. I'm just going to go all the way across, all the way across. All right. All right. Let you guys catch up a little bit. Let me see if you guys have any comments or questions. Come on, Raina. So my niece Raina is on here, and she's painted with me before, and she is quite OCD. Her paintings actually come out quite nice, and she's telling me she's too OCD for this artistry. Okay, that's why I got to drink more when I do your classes. Whatever it takes. Yeah, sometimes you got to drink a little bit to relax, but being super detailed about stuff actually works in your favor as long as you don't let it cause you stress, right? If you're too stressed out about it, then it's no fun. You gotta try to find kind of a happy medium where you can kind of relax while you're also attempting, right, to create something that's going to be nice to look at. So it's kind of like a happy medium. But typically, what I have found is typically the more relaxed you are, one, the more fun you have, but also the more likely that your painting's actually gonna flow. It's gonna come out more aesthetically pleasing. So just something to keep in mind. I've been painting for, I don't know, 15 years or so, and yeah, at the beginning I would get really tense, and I'd be sitting there trying to make my lines all perfect and all this other stuff, and that's not. It's almost counterproductive. It's again, you got to find kind of the happy medium where you have a little bit of that, but primarily being more relaxed helps you quite a bit. So, all right, guys, I think we're ready to move on. And guess what? Canvas. Wait. Water. We're gonna work on our water. And what is that? What's our word? Our word is water. We're gonna come down into the water. All right. And we are going to start adding all this little detail that's in here. Okay, and I want to talk about this for a moment. Jennifer Lopez, that picture looks great. Fantastic. Okay, don't forget, folks, via Messenger, send me some of your pictures. I'd love to see your stuff as we go along. So here's what we're going to be doing in the water area down here. We've got some orange, some yellow. That's what we're going to start with. I've got a little bit of green in there. And we're doing all these little lines that at first aren't going to be making a whole lot of sense, but you'll see they'll slowly start to take shape. This part of it can be a little bit tedious, so don't worry too much. You do want to work a little bit on the faster side. Don't go too slowly, or you're going to fall behind. Watch as I start to do this, and you'll get the hang of it. But you do want to move quickly. So again, we're going to start adding this stuff in here. I'm not worried about the white in here, the reflection of the sun in the water. We're not doing that just yet. We're going to be working on the orange and the yellow primarily at first, making all these little water waves, right? These little tiny small waves in our water. So I've said water about 3 or 4 times now. So guess what? It is time to drink up, and I've got to fill my little water. I'm sorry, my wine glass a little bit, just a little bit. We don't want to go too fast because, you know, as helpful as wine can be when we paint, it can also, if we drink a little too much of anything, maybe any alcohol, you know, punch, soda, water, whatever it is. Bottoms up. Cheers. Soda, water, juice for the kiddos. Maybe a little bit of wine. I know somebody said tequila earlier. I think it was Jay. Take it easy on the tequila, Jay. Nice and slowly. Otherwise, you're not going to finish. Okay. Here we go, guys. So here we go. That same brush that I was just using for that darker area at the top, I'm going to use that again. Again, it's my 3/4 inch brush. If you guys have a 1/2 inch brush, a 1 inch brush, that will all work. And so this little skinny part of the brush is what we're going to be using, the top part. Check this out. Check it out. Taking a little bit of orange. Okay, don't need too much to begin with, but I do want this part to be on the thicker side. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to start making all these little waves. Now your waves could be a little curvy if you want, like that, or they can be straight. And they're not perfectly uniform, right? So use different pressure on your brushes. And again, don't work too slowly with this. Just start going. It'll start to make sense. So again, what I'm doing right now is creating all these little water waves. The orange being reflected from the sky, right? So in this case, I'm going to tell you, you don't have to, slowly isn't necessarily better. I'm using the skinny part of my brush and just go, right? You just go. Don't overthink it. Overthinking it is not going to help you. Just go. Random spots all the way down. Yes, we have a land mass at the bottom where the palm trees are going to be. We're going to cover that, all of it. When we get to that point, we're going to cover that, all that area in black. So we're not going to see any of these waves. But for now, because we don't know how big we're going to make that, we're not worried about that right now. We're just going to cover all this front part with these waves. All right. So again, guys, just go. Nothing to it. Nothing to it. Look at what it. Look at it for what it is. It's just orange lines, horizontal lines across the front of the canvas in the area where all of our water is. All right. Sometimes people will say, how thick are they? How skinny are they? How long are they? Well, all those questions will start to get answered as soon as you start to paint, as soon as you start to make them. All right. If yours are smaller than mine, if yours are stubbier, longer, whatever, don't worry about it. As long as they look, the general shape is the same, that's all we're worried about. All right? That's all we're worried about. There we go. There we go. So we got about 44 people watching, hanging out. Not sure how many of you are painting, like I said before, but everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. Okay? We'll be here again next Saturday. So be ready. I don't know what we're painting yet. Gonna be something fun, of course. So just keep that in mind. And share with your friends, family. Again, folks, don't stress too much about this. Just go for it. Overlap them. You can overlap them, right? You can start, as you start to do this more and more of these, you notice that you're going to be overlapping. That's what we want. The more of these you create, eventually you get to the point where they begin to overlap. That is what we want. Again, these are little waves, water movement, and it's reflecting the orange in the sky. Work quickly, work quickly. You don't need to take your time on this. This part of it isn't too crucial, so just move that brush. All right, just like that. So I'll give you guys a moment to catch up on all that orange, and we're going to be doing some yellow here in just a moment. We're going to be doing yellow in just a moment. So yeah, just kind of catch up to about where I am. If you make more of these orange brush strokes, marks in your water than I've got, that's fine. If you make more of these little orange waves in your water than I've got, that's fine too. All right. Maybe you're going to have primarily orange, or maybe you want yours to have more yellow in there. So you're going to make your own decision based on that. Okay. So yes, but yellow is next. Okay. We're still doing orange right now. In a second, we're gonna do some yellow. Same brush. Okay. Same brush. Just a moment. I'm going to give you guys like a minute to catch up. All right, that's a minute already. That was a fast minute, I know. So check out what I'm doing here. I'm just taking a paper towel, removing any extra paint from my brush. Nothing fancy. There's still a little bit of orange in there. I'm going to do the exact same thing with this yellow. Okay, exact same thing. However, first, I'm going to try to do it in between. Right in between some of my orange marks. They will be overlapping in some cases right from the get-go, depending on how dense, how many of those orange little waves you made. Again, folks, this part, your paint is a little bit on the thicker side. You want to see a little bit of dimension to the waves, right? There's a little bit of a thickness to them. It gives them a little bit of a 3D effect. It gives the impression that the water, right, is kind of popping away from the canvas. So while everything else that we did in the background was pretty thin layers, this part of it is a little bit thicker. So that's what you want. And a bunch of these, again, work quickly. Don't slow down. You want to work fast. You want to cover this up pretty quickly. You also want to look from time to time, take a moment to look at what you've got, right? Look at what you've got and then assess. Do I want more yellow? Do I want more orange? The idea right now, and I'm going to bring up the original. So a couple things I'm noticing right off the bat. These that I did on the original are a little bit smaller and a little bit tighter, okay? These are a little bit bigger, right? I'm using a little bit of a bigger brush. In a bit, I'm going to switch to a smaller brush to add more smaller ones in between. For now, though, this is what I want, okay? All of this eventually is going to look like this, okay? But you don't want to work too slowly on this, like I said. Just go. And again, I'm going in between, over. I overlap some of the orange and some of the yellow mixed together. That's all good. So we just keep going. Okay. There we go. There we go. Just like that. So as I'm doing this and the orange and the yellow mix together, I'm creating some of these little waves are an in-between color, right? That's good. That works out. All right. And then again, from time to time, look at your canvas and then go, do I need more orange? Do I need more yellow? And that is going to depend on you, right? If you want your sky, your painting to be a little more orange, which the original is a little bit more orange than the, sorry, the original has more orange in it. I was reading a comment, sorry folks, I got a little distracted. So, but up to you. There's also some blues in there. I did also add some, you can't really see them in the original, but I've got some dark blues in there. Like these little dark blues. You can even throw a little bit of green in there, and that's later. For now though, we're primarily sticking with this yellow-orange combination. Okay? So, here's what we're going to do. We've been focusing on the front. Don't forget your little edges too, right? So on the edges, some orange and yellow. Sorry, I know I jumped ahead a little bit, started working on the yellow before we did our orange on the edges. No big deal. I'm going to be going back to some orange here in just a second anyway. So do your edges as well with orange and the yellows. So orange, yellow. Now I'm going over to yellow to do my edge. Just trying to match them up. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to go, so now what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to take my brush, this big brush, put it into my water cup. Okay, into the water cup it goes. And I'm going to switch to my little 1/2-inch brush. All right, so this one's my little 1/2-inch brush. It's also a little skinnier at the top. So these next lines are going to be a little bit smaller. I go back to my orange. And I'm going to start doing this again. So again, folks, this is my I'm going to raise up. So this is what the painting actually looks like. It's a little bit at an angle. So because of the perspective, it looks like the top part is a lot smaller than what it actually is. I want you guys to see what that looks like. That's more of what the painting actually looks like. The proportion part of it, the dimensions of it, right? It looks more like that, right? Like that. I think there it's standing straight up. Okay? So I'm going to put it back. So again, 1/2-inch brush, a little skinny at the top, and then I'm just going to do this. Small. Again, I'm working quickly. I want to get a bunch of these on here. All right, so we're staying steady at about 42 people watching. Pretty cool. Again, last week I think we had about, looked like it was about 30 people. So a little bit of a bigger group this time. Next week, same time, same. Let's see, 3 o'clock is our kind of check-in, question and answer time. If anybody has any questions, I go through a little basic, real quick kind of basic setup, what you need, colors, brushes, actually not so much the brushes, but the colors and the plates, some of those supplies that we use, I talk about that. And then we start promptly at 3:30, all right? So again, we'll be here next week. I don't know what we're painting. Oh, if you guys have any ideas, stuff that you'd like to see me do, send me pictures. Send me pictures via Messenger. I'd like to. What happens a lot of times, I have a whole bunch of paintings. I mentioned this last week. I have a whole bunch of paintings that I've already got completed from all the painting events that I've done. I don't know how many different paintings I've got, but I've got a whole bunch of them that I could use. I could simply grab one of those and use one of those as our theme for the day. However, a lot of you that are on here have been to some of my events, and I'm afraid that I'm going to pick something that you guys have already done, right? Something that you guys did live with me in person, and so I want to keep it fresh. I mean, eventually I might end up having to do one of those, but for now, I'd like to keep it as fresh as I possibly can. And so what I'd like to do is I'd like to get ideas from you guys. You guys find something online, as long as it's something that we can do within, 2.5 hours. That's what I can do that. But it also has to be something that's not so particular that only a few people are going to like. It's got to be kind of a universal appeal theme that lots of people can enjoy. So, but definitely I'd like to see your ideas. Send them my way by Messenger, whether it's Facebook Messenger or Instagram. And yeah, I'd love to see those. So anyway, folks, keep going, work a little bit faster. You see, I'm not constantly reloading my paintbrush. I'm just going through and making all these little tiny lines and marks. All right, Jason, that looks good, Jason. You're the man, Jason. That looks good. Let's see. Somebody asked me, yeah, orange and yellow. There's no pink in here, right? There is no pink down in the water. There's only, if you guys had pink and you wanted to use pink, that would actually be pretty cool. There's no pink in the sky. Not that that matters too much, but there's no pink in the sky to reflect into the water. But if you guys wanted to add some pink in there, that would look cool. So in the water, the only colors that I have on the original are orange, yellow, some dark blue. Of course, the blue in the background, so we're not going to talk about that. That's obvious. But as far as the layers in the front, there's orange, yellow, dark blue, and a little bit of green. Okay? So just keep that in mind. So here we go. I'm just filling in all these little. You don't have to fill in every single little spot. And I know, folks, this is a little bit on the tedious side, but we'll get through it. We will get through it. We're almost there. We're almost there. There we go. Again, there's a little bit of a randomness to all this. So I keep loading up my brush, coming in. Don't forget to take a little step back and look at your painting from time to time, just to make sure that you look at it and go, okay, I'd like to maybe I want mine to be more orange, maybe I want it to be more yellow. So take a little step back, look at it and go, okay. You paint orange and yellow? What do I? Oh, so the orange and the yellow, somebody just asked, where do I paint orange and yellow? It's just a very random process. The orange, you're just making all these little orange waves, right? And all these little yellow waves right now. We're only working with the orange and the yellow. All in the water. Oh, I see. In the water. I see what you did there. It's in the water. What does that mean? It means cheers, everybody. Okay. All right, we're getting there. Here's what I'm going to do next. Just watch, even if you're not here just yet. Maybe you're still working on your yellow and your orange. We're still in the water. We're still working in the water. I'm taking some of my dark blue, small 3/4 inch brush, and I'm going to come in and in between some of my, where I can see some of that blue from the water in the background coming through, I'm going to do that. Look at that. Just a little bit. There's a lot less of this dark blue in the water than the other colors, than the orange and the yellow. So that's all we're going to do. Find some little spots in between. Just little dark areas in the water. Adds a little bit of variety to our waves. A little bit of gives a little bit more dimension, a little more depth. So That's what we want. Random spots, but you want to space these out, right? You want to space them out so that it looks like they're just kind of throughout all of our water. Again, if you notice, if you didn't pay attention to what I was saying, in between I'm finding little areas in between where I see some of that blue poking through, just some of them. And I add this paint just like that. Just like that. Nice and easy. Nothing hard about it. Don't overthink it. Overthinking is exactly that. Overthinking doesn't help. Does not help. Sometimes you gotta just go. Alright? There we go. Next. Keep working on this blue. You're gonna do the same thing with a little bit of green. And I can mix the two colors together. So again, I'm just repeating, just grabbing a little bit of green, and there's even less of this in mine than there was with less of this green than there is of the dark blue that I just added. Just kind of random spots, just giving a little bit of a variety. And don't worry, folks, when I move on to the next step, which will be in about 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, about 10 minutes, yeah. We can always come back and add more definition to the water, all right, to our little waves and stuff. Don't worry about if you're feeling like you're a little behind. Don't worry about that. We'll come back. If we move ahead, you will be able to come back and make touch-ups in your water. Okay. So there we go. I'm just about there. Just about. Let me take a little step back and look at it. All right, we're getting there. I think the only difference right now between the original and this one for me, so I painted this one earlier in the week when I was getting ready to figure out what we're going to paint. I think I painted this one on Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, don't remember now, but the difference between, let me come across here, and the difference between this and this right now is that there's more orange in here, generally speaking. There's more orange in the water, and also my lines are a little bit skinnier, and maybe a little more dense. There's a little more density, for example, to the orange. They're a little more closely, They're closer together, right? They're touching a lot more, and I have a lot less of the blue coming through. That I can touch up. If I wanted this to look like that, I can touch that up and do that later. For now, this is kind of where we are. But slowly I can start making it look like that. And what I can do, taking the same brush, since we're working with blue and green, I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. Hi, Brianna. Yes, I said green. So blue and then green for the waves, right? So you did some of the blue and then do the same thing with the green. So what I'm going to do with this little brush right here, I'm just taking some orange. Now I can come in. Whoops, I think I just might have moved the camera a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and come in and I'm going to do this. Watch this. Even if you're not at this step yet, watch this. I'm going to come in and I do this. So I'm not taking the brush off of the canvas. I'll find a little spot and I'll do this. This is random. There's a randomness to this. What this does is it combines some of the orange, makes the orange areas a little bit larger, and then it combines them, blends them in with some of the background colors. So this is how I did that effect on the original. Randomness. There's a randomness to this. Okay, I'm just going back and forth, and I'll do this. Adrienne, right now I'm using orange. For this part of it, I'm using orange. Sorry guys, I'm going a little on the fast side. Let me slow it down. So I'm taking my little 1/2-inch brush, taking some orange, and I'm coming in and just randomly spreading that paint across. It blends in with some of the other colors a little bit. Just making everything appear more dense. Okay, I don't want to lose any of you guys, so please ask your questions. Okay, please ask your questions below. Okay, there we go, across and over. This is making everything, it's giving everything more of an orange hue, right? Everything's becoming a little bit more orange. I'm also using this process to fill in more of the little gaps where there's a lot of that blue coming through. There's no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong here. If yours is more yellow and the waves are more spaced out, that's okay too. That's also true for the opposite. If the waves are really dense, if there's a lot more orange in yours than in mine, that's fine too. Beth is saying they're gonna go get some snacks. Heck yeah, right now is a good time to be snacking, right? Whatever you guys have at home to make this whole thing more enjoyable. You guys can snack, you guys can have, shoot, you guys could be having a barbecue while you guys are painting, right? So again, I'm just using orange. I'm coming over and filling all these little areas in. There's a bit of a randomness to this, right? It's random. I'm not sitting here being too specific about what I'm doing here. So watch again. I'm going to start here at the top. Watch what I do. Just go like this. Just random, a little random. Okay. For now, that's what I'm gonna leave this like this for now. I'm gonna give you guys about 5 minutes to keep working on your water. Ask me some questions. I'm gonna be looking at the computer, see if I can answer any questions. All right. For now, that's all I'm going to do for the water. For now. All right. Again, oops, I think I missed a little area over here where I want to add some of this orange. I'm over to the side, right? To the side of my canvas. Normally I stand right in front of it, so that makes it a little hard to see. My perspective's a little bit off. So there we go. There we go. All right. So how's everybody doing? I know you guys are probably concentrating. Jason, I just needed you to say water a bunch of times in a row to make mine look good. Yeah. It'll look good to your eyes at least, right? And then tomorrow you'll look at your painting and go, what did I paint? What happened? But anyway, folks, again, I'm going to take a moment here to let you guys catch up, ask any questions. All right. Who's all on here? Who's all with me? Okay. Doing a little equipment check right now, making sure that everything's good and looking good. I'm probably going to raise the camera a little bit here. Just a touch. Don't mind me, folks. I know the camera's, the video's moving around a little bit, just trying to adjust a bit, making it a little bit more, a little easier to see what I'm doing. I hope. All right. I think that should help a bit. Adriana says it's turning darker with the extra orange. No big deal. Yep, that's fine. It's okay. Let's see. Maria Garcia, how are you guys doing? I know it's your first time on here. Let me know how you're doing. You said you were painting with your little girl. Very cool. All right, guys. So tell me how you guys are doing with your painting. Is it coming along? Is it getting there? Let's see here. All right, there we go. There we go. So it sounds like you guys are all concentrating. Not getting any questions. That's all right. Adriana, Adriana, yes, they're supposed to blend. They do blend a little bit. Okay, there is some blending that happens. So as you're painting along, some of the colors are going to touch, some of the colors are going to go overlap. But yes, perfectly fine if they blend together. Okay. Perfectly fine. Amy says, getting there, concentrating. All right, Mariana says, ready for the next step. All right, we're going to get there. Ariel says, blah. Ariel, we already know how you work. you always do a good job, and you always say blah. So I'm not listening to you. All right, April says, or Leilani says, it's so much fun. Good. Maria says, we're trying. Yes, my 6-year-old and 16-year-old daughters. Ah, super cool. Again, guys, I want to see your pictures. Make sure you guys send me pictures of your work. You don't have to send it to me right now, though I do like to see progress pictures at the end when it's all said and done. If you guys could send me your pictures, I like to share those. I'll do a post tomorrow sometime where I share a bunch of pictures. All the pictures. If you guys send me a picture, I'm going to be sending. I'm going to be sharing it, just so you guys know. All right? So, Mary Nicole says, the kids are getting real creative. All right, Mary, I'm going to want to see that. Yeah, it's so funny because the kids always, I've done a lot of kids parties, a lot of kids art events at schools or, you know, birthday parties, etc. And the kids always, they're just a lot more loose with their imagination. They'll be listening to me and then they're like, no, Mr. Instructor, I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to go and I'm going to change it up like this. Whereas adults are a lot more prone to try to make it look exactly like mine. The kids are like, I got this. So definitely, please send me pictures of what your kids are doing. I'd love to see that. Yeah, guys. So sorry, somebody just asked, do we do blue and green on the sides as well? Yep. Whatever we do to the front, we want to do to the sides as well. So thank you for that, because you just reminded me that I haven't done it yet. So yeah, a little bit of blue, a little bit of green. I wanted to add those to my edges, right? Just like what we did earlier. Just a little bit. Yeah, right. There's not a whole lot of room on the edges for a lot of paint, so we just touch it up a bit. Roxy, that looks good. Roxy, that looks fantastic. Roxy just sent me a picture of hers on Messenger. I wish there was a way where I could share the pictures as they come up on the screen so you guys could all see what some of you guys are creating. Pretty cool stuff. All right, Mary, cool. The kids had to join in with the drinking apple juice in wine glasses. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Adriana says, my ocean is a hot mess. That's all right. That's all right. Sometimes oceans can be a hot mess. You'll see. It'll work out. It'll work out. Again, even comparing this one to my original, it looks a little different. If I really wanted to sit down and touch this one up to make it look just like the original, I could. And we probably, I mean, if there's time, I will. I'll make it look a little more like what the original does. But the general idea is there. And as long as you're following this process, it's going to look like it's going to look like you have an ocean. All right. So again, a little bit of blue and a little bit of green on the edges. Don't forget that too, right? So I took a little bit of green now. I'm just going to come over here. I just did this with the blue a moment ago. It's random spots, little random spots. There we go. Cool. Cool. All right, guys, give me some thumbs up. Hi, Chelsea. Give me some thumbs up. Let me know if you're ready for the next step, because I think we should be moving on here. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Seeing some happy faces coming up. A couple little sad faces here and there. Don't worry, guys. If you're having a little bit of a hard time with this, not to worry. Practice makes perfect. This video will stay up. I'll have it. I'll leave it on my Facebook page for the next week at least. So if you want to come back and look at any part of it again and even try this again, you can. All right. So don't stress. Please don't stress. Just have fun with it. Painting is an acquired, just like anything else. Like riding a bike, right? Learning how to read, learning how to play guitar. It's all a process. You acquire the skill over time. As you begin to do it more and more, your brain does start to adapt. Things like perspective, proportion, the way the paint works and flows together, all of that, your brain starts to learn it. Okay, so please don't stress. We're just having fun right now. All right, here we go. Lots of thumbs up, lots of smiley faces, lots of happy faces, which means let's go to the next step. Here we go. All right. Let me clear my screen. I got a bunch of stuff popping up here. Okay. Next step, everybody. So here's what we're doing next. You guys see this little landmass off in the distance, across, over the top, right? So we have our water line where there's that little bit of white that's coming through, where we left a little separation between the water and the sky. We're going to add a little landmass that's way in the background. primarily that landmass is black. However, I'm taking my little 1/2-inch brush. I'm going to take a little bit of black. Okay, whoops. I'm going to take that. I'm going to put it over here. Now I'm going to take some blue. Take a little bit of blue and I'm going to mix the two together, blue and black. Blue, black. And then, yeah, blue and black. There we go. I like that. I like that color there. If yours turns out looking a little bit more blue than it does black, or a little bit more black than it does blue, no big deal. Now watch this. We got a little bit of a hilly landmass that's across on the other side. Yours isn't necessarily going to look just like mine. Okay, so don't stress, right? Don't stress. I'm going to start on this side. First, I'm going to color this over the top, all the way across. Just one little line that covers up the top where the water and the sky meet. My horizontal line, my horizon line. Cover that up first. No special shape or anything like that. We're just covering that, we're creating a horizon line. Right? Just like that. Now we're going to create a little bit of a hilly mass. Hilly mass. And this is random, guys. There's nothing to this. Nothing to this. Maybe this is another island across the way. Or, you know, maybe we're on an island and we're looking across and there's the mainland over there, right? A little randomness to this. One side could be a little higher than the other. Just little hills off in the distance. Again, we're not looking for anything specific. We just know that there's a little landmass across from where we're hanging out. We're hanging out over here. We have a little palm tree. We've got a little island place for us over here. We're hanging out on this side. We're looking across. We've got a landmass that's all the way over there. And again, once you got your little landmass, that's about where I'm going to leave mine. You want to come and do your edges to match. Just like that. Nothing to it. Easy. Easy, easy. Again, no overthinking. If you're overthinking, that means you got to drink a little bit. A little bit. Take a little sip. And if it helps that I say it, water. If you need an excuse. Okay? I know those are the rules. Some of us here are sticklers for the rules, so there we go. There we go. There's my landmass. There's my little land. Yes, Adriana asked over the water. Yep, it's right over the water line, right? Yeah, so Brianna's asking me to repeat all this again. Absolutely, absolutely. So here we go again, folks. Just listen to this part. Here's what I did. I'm going to do my mixture again, okay? So my mixture was, so I'm recreating the mixture for that landmass back there. So mostly black. Then I took a little bit of my dark blue. And I mixed the two together. When I mix the two, I create, it's like a dark, really dark gray black. All right, so we do that. First thing that I'm going to do with this color is right over my water line. So there was my original water line, right? Again, folks, I'm just repeating the process that I did a moment ago. So all of this landmass off in the distance, pretend that it's not there. We take that color that I just mixed right now. We're going to do a line all the way across the top of our water line, right? All the way across. Little horizon line. Then from there, I create my landmass. I start creating my little, so there's this little, where we on an island hanging out, across from us is the land mass, the inland, right? So we're not too far out in the ocean. Our little island isn't so far out. And then, so there's a randomness to the landmass across from us. There's nothing real specific, nothing real crazy to all of that. And then this isn't very large. It's not a really big formation, so don't stress. 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, depending on what you're doing, right? So I'm going to give you guys about 3 minutes to get done with that. Okay, 5. And then we are moving on to the next step. This next part is going to be funny. Maybe not funny. For some of you guys, it's going to be funny. So 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right, any questions from anyone? Let's see. All right, looks like, all right, we got 41 people watching right now. 41 people. Raise your hand. Okay, here's what I want you guys to do. For all the people that are painting with you, if you're by yourself, that's okay, right? No big deal. Awesome, I'm by myself right now. But for all the people that are painting with you, give me that many number of hearts. So if you're with 2 people, I want 2 hearts. If you're with 3 people, 3 hearts. If you're by yourself, 1 heart. 100 people, give me 100 hearts. I know it's not 100 of you in one spot, but I'm just saying. So here we go. Let's go. Hearts. 1. 5, 6, 7. I can't even count that many. That's a lot of hearts. I'm seeing some sad faces too. It's all right, guys. Don't be sad. It's all about having fun. Seeing lots of hearts. So it sounds like there's a lot of you painting. Pretty awesome. Here we go. There we go. Laughing faces, happy faces. A few sad faces. All right, it's all good. Lots of hearts though. That's good. That's really good. Okay, everybody. Now I want to see some thumbs up if you guys are ready for the next step. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Jason Seward just sent me a picture. He asked me how I think he's doing. However, that isn't. He sent me a picture of I think it's Escher's The Scream is the name of that painting. Yeah, Jason, that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. If that's your handiwork, pretty awesome. Kimberly Torres, Dina told me to do that. All right. So here we go, guys. Next step. Here's what we're doing next. We're going to create our little sun. The reason why it can be funny is people have a really hard time making a circle, a perfect circle. Okay? I'm going to show you how to do it freehand, but if you guys want to trace something around, first you want to do like you take a pencil and then you do the outline of something around that's about the size that you want your sun to be, then have at. Go and do that. What I mean by that, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So I have this bottle right here. It's hand sanitizer. Probiotic hand sanitizer. Check it out. Check that out. That's fancy right there. It's fancy stuff. If you have something round like this, so you can place it wherever you're going to put your sun down, right? And then you can take a pencil and do a little circle around it. If you guys don't have something round, I'm going to show you guys how to do this freehand. Okay, I'm going to show you guys how to do this freehand. But again, if you guys have something round, the size of my sun is maybe 1.5 inches. Yeah, 1.5 inches across, approximately. Anything 2 inches, 3 inches. If you want a bigger sun, it's up to you, right? Up to you. The size of your sun, it all depends on you. But this one's probably about 1.5 inches across. Yeah, sounds about right. About 1.5 inches across. Okay, so, but anything remotely close to that, again, if you got something round, you can simply place it onto your canvas, do a little trace with a pencil, and then fill that in. However, for those of you that are going to do it freehand, okay, brave souls, I'll show you how to do it. Watch this. Get ready, guys. Get ready. All right, loosen up, everybody. I'm going to do this freehand. If you're going to trace it, if you're going to use something to trace it, go ahead and take your pencil and do the trace now. Okay, for those of you that are going to do this freehand, I got a little brush right here, a little tiny 1/4 inch brush, or approximately quarter of an inch size. Okay, a little flat at the top, skinny at the top. I'm going to do this first. Let me get myself a little bit more yellow. I'm out of yellow. Let's get some yellow. Put it on my plate. Watch what I do. Okay. First, what I want to do is find the spot where I'm going to put my sun. So my sun is going to be about right here, approximately. Keeping in mind the placement of your sun, you're going to be putting some palm trees up, right? So you kind of want to, if you want to change the position of your sun, just keep in mind that you're going to have some palm trees that are going up. And so you want to make sure that you strategize a little bit depending on where you want to put your palm trees, etc. But my sun's going to be about right here. Watch what I do first. If you're doing this freehand, I'm taking a little bit of yellow. First, what I want to do is I'm going to do a little dot. That little dot, the reason why I start with a little dot is because if I look at it, if I assess it and go, nah, that's too far over, or that's too far to the right, I can take that off, no problem. Okay? No problem. Now what I'm going to do is, right, let's say I didn't like that, I can simply wipe that off. I'll take a little paper towel, wipe it off, and do it again, all right? So, but I like that spot. Once I've got my spot, watch what I do here. Everybody pay attention, okay? Take a moment to look at what I'm doing. Because I want, again, if you're doing this freehand, I especially want to make sure you guys pay attention. From there, I go like this. I start doing these little swirls. And I'm doing it over from the side. Usually I'm right in front of the canvas. I'm doing it over from the side. I'm slowly increasing the size of my sun, and I'm also making it, as I do this, I'm making it round, right? And I can make little adjustments to it. At first, this is going to be a little transparent. Hopefully you guys can all see what I'm doing. At first, it's going to be transparent because I'm not using, because the yellow paint is a little bit on the transparent side. But all I'm trying to show you guys is that I'm slowly increasing the size of my sun. And I'll keep looking at it. Once I get to the size that I want, I stop right there, right? For now, this is and I'm going to try to lighten it up a bit so you guys can see it. But for now, this layer is going to be transparent. Later on, I'll come back and add more paint to this to make it brighter, okay? But again, that's one way to do this so that you can slowly get to the size sun that you'd like, and then you make little touch-ups as you go. Make adjustments to make it rounder and rounder, okay? For now, that's where I'm going to leave that. At first, yours is probably going to be transparent just like mine is now. I'm not worried about that. Once this layer dries, I'll come back, add another layer to it, and then it'll become more intense and brighter, and it'll look more like this one, okay? I can also layer this with a little bit of white, and that will also lighten it up. Okay, work on this for about 5 minutes. 5-minute time limit, okay? Let me see what you guys got for me. Let's see what you guys got. All right. Beautiful. All right, Jennifer, it looks good. Jennifer sent me a picture. Let's see what Stephanie sent. All right, Stephanie, looks good. Let me see. Stephanie sent me a few pictures. Where are those? Okay, cool. Yep, I think she sent me pictures of everybody. No, it's a progress picture. All right, pictures. Cool, Stephanie, good job. Yeah, Jason, looks like you're going to have to behave now. Don't be sending me pictures. That's plagiarism. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. All right, guys. Cool. Keep working on those suns. Again, at first it's going to be transparent. If it's transparent like mine is, it's not sticking out too much, right? That's not popping in my sky. That's okay. It will eventually. Eventually it will. All right, we got 45 people watching. I know some of you guys are just hanging out, watching. Cool. But if you guys are free, feel free to join on our next one, which will be next Saturday. Okay, next Saturday is going to be the next one. Same time, same bat channel. Okay? All right. 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes left. All right. Everybody's concentrating. Everybody is concentrating. Okay. Okay. Don't forget, guys, if you haven't already, please like my Painting with Jesse channel. Okay? Don't forget to like. Okay, thumbs up if you guys are ready for the next step. I want to see some thumbs up, letting you know you guys are good to go. Okay, I'm going to go back. We're going to go back and, all right, I'm seeing some thumbs up. All right, some laughing faces. I'm not sure if that means you're laughing at your painting or what. It's all good. It is all good. Okay. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, guys. So we got our sun in place, right? And again, most of yours should look just like mine, a little transparent. We're not worried about that right now. But we are going to do this. We're going to take a little bit of yellow. Watch what I do here. A little brush, a 1/4 inch brush. Take some yellow. And I'm going to do this kind of random. Watch how I do this. Very little paint on my brush, but it is a little on the thicker side. I just kind of randomly do this. Look. There's little light. Change of light in the sky. A little bit of a, almost like a streak of yellow right there. And I can do this a couple times. I'm going to do it down here too. Just a little bit. Nothing to this. Kind of random. Just spread a little bit of paint across. Go as far as I'd like. And then there we go. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do that again. Right, here we go. Watch me do it again. This time I'm going to do it up, maybe up here a little bit. A little harder to see because there's more yellow up at the top. That's all right. Spread that across. All right. All right, look at that. I'm going to do the same thing with my white. Take some white, just a little bit, but it's essentially the same idea. Maybe this is a little lighter. I put some white across there. I'm going to take my finger and just lightly spread that across. Okay, like that. And then I'll do the same thing down here. A little bit. I can use my finger again to spread that across. Little streaks of white, maybe a little cloud hanging out off in the distance. Little streaky transitions in the sky. Just a little bit. All right. I'm good with that. Okay. All right. You guys are, I can see you guys now. I can see you guys in your houses through your phones, through your computers. Just kidding. Just kidding. But I know you guys are busy at work. You guys are concentrating. All right. A little bit more. We're going to move on to the next step. Okay. So the next step, for those of you that are curious, we're going to start working on our island. Okay, a little island at the bottom, the beach, right? We're going to work on that. So that's what's coming. So prepare yourselves. Oh, if you guys used the templates that I put up the other day, or you made your own and have some little cutouts, get those ready. Get those ready, all right? I'm going to be teaching you guys how to draw the palm trees freehand. However, if you guys have your little cutouts, they're going to be coming into play here in a little bit. So get those ready. I think some of you sent me a couple of pictures of the cutouts you made. They look pretty cool. So just be ready for that, okay? That's coming up. Want to see some thumbs up if you guys are ready for the next step, okay? meantime, I gotta refill my glass with a little bit of wine. Just a little bit. All right, I see the thumbs coming in. See a few little thumbs come up. All right. All right. All right, everybody. 2 minutes. I'm moving on to the island area, little island at the bottom. Okay, and I want to show you guys what that looks like. With the little island. I'm going to start over on the right-hand side, right? A little bit. Comes down. That's what we're going to start with. Up to you how high you go up, right? This doesn't go very high. This might be like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7, a seventh of the way up on my canvas, but that's not really too important. Everybody's is going to look a little bit different. Okay. If yours is a little higher, yours is a little bit lower, no big deal. Okay. So I just want to stress that at first. I'm right from the get-go. We're going to create this little area down here, and then we're going to start with the palm trees. The palm trees, out of everything except for maybe the birds, the palm trees are going to be the trickiest part. If you're going to be doing it by hand, I want you guys to pay special attention to those palm trees. Okay, even if you're kind of a little bit behind, you're on another step. I need you guys to pay attention to that part of it, because that is going to be a crucial piece of it. If you're doing it freehand like I am, for your palm trees to come out nice, okay? For them to look like palm trees. Now, maybe some of you guys don't want palm trees. You want a different type of tree. That's up to you. Okay, no big deal. Whatever you guys want to put, as far as trees go, that's your choice. But definitely, especially when I'm doing the top, the palm fronds area at the top, we want to make sure that you guys are paying attention to that piece of it. If you're not using a template. If you're using a template, we're going to do the island first, and then you're going to go ahead and trace in your template. As far as your templates are concerned, tracing the top part of your palm tree first is important. And then the actual trunks, you can do those freehand, but that's up to you. That part of it is up to you, right? The hard parts are always the top of our palm trees. So, no, you didn't miss the reflection in the water. There's no reflection in the water. Somebody's asking if they missed the reflection. That comes later. Once we have our palm trees up, we're gonna add in our reflection. We're gonna add more color to our sun, and then we're gonna add in the reflection in the water. Okay. So, okay, everybody, shake it off. Stretch your hands out a little bit. Get your fingers nice and warm. Crack your knuckles. Whatever else you need to do, you're gonna switch to. We're gonna start with this, my 3/4 inch brush. Okay, it's got a little bit of orange in it. Just gonna clean it up a little bit. Okay, clean it up a little bit. Then here we go. Clean that up a little bit. Then got some black paint. Everybody get your black paint ready. Okay, we're going to do this. Okay, I got paint. My brush is saturated with paint. If the paint on your canvas isn't fully dry, don't worry about it. No big deal. It should be by now. It's been a while since we're working in the water. It should be relatively dry. Mine is. If it isn't, no big deal. The black will cover up most anything down there. So I'm going to raise up my canvas a little bit so I can get to that bottom edge. Well, watch what I do here. From the bottom, I'm going to start about 3 inches up from my canvas. About right there. I just marked that off. That mark is where the little edge of my island, my beach, where the trees are going to be, start. And it's going to drop down. It's going to stop about right here. Not quite halfway. Whoop. Not quite halfway. Almost lost my canvas there. Let me make sure I adjusted that so it's fitting, so you guys can all see what I'm doing here. Might have moved it out of the. Whoa, look at that. Since there's a delay on the video feed, I can see that I caught that. That was quick. Otherwise, my canvas would have, you guys would have seen a little accident. A little accident happened over here. Anyway, guys, so there's the edge. That's the top of the edge of my beach, and that's going to come down to about right here, not quite halfway over. So I can mark that off. I can mark that off like that. So mark there, mark here, and then all I'm going to do, I'm going to come bring this over and connect the two, just like that. Okay, I connect the two again. Once again, I'm just creating the shape first. All right. Once I've got the shape in place, I'm going to take my black and I'm just going to fill this in. Now I can always change the shape of my island later once I start putting in the palm trees. If I don't like the way they look, I can change this up a little bit. The trick though is at the beginning is you don't want to make it too big. You don't want to go too large because that's harder to fix. Start small and then slowly build up. Let's see, what am I missing? Am I missing anybody's comments? Ariel says there are no accidents in painting. Actually there are happy accidents. Happy little accidents, right? For those of you that are fans of Bob Ross. Happy little accidents. So again, guys, just fill this in. Just like that. Nothing fancy about this. There's nothing perfect about this. It's just a little area at the bottom right-hand corner of your canvas where your palm trees live, right? Palm trees are going to be coming off of that. So just like that. Easy. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. The next part of it, however, is going to be a little trickier. So that's the part where I want you guys to be ready for. In the meantime, I'm done with this for now. Take my big brush, my big 3/4 inch brush, put that back in the water so it doesn't dry out. Again, folks, I know that most of you guys are familiar with the way acrylic paint works, but if you're new to this, it dries very quickly, as you've noticed by now. So make sure you take your brush in between uses and leave them in the water. That way they don't dry out on you. Afterwards, just you go and you can rinse them off and get all that water out of there and then let them dry. But if you let them dry with paint in them, sorry, I think I said, yeah, so you can take them, wash them, take all the paint out. If you let them dry with the paint on them, then that paint will become permanently a part of your brushes and they'll harden and they won't be any good. All right, so here we go. All right, guys, here's the tricky part. So here's where, for those of you that have the cutouts, the little templates for your palm trees, go ahead and use them. Go ahead and start tracing them onto your canvas, okay? Let me bring up the original so you guys can see where they're going to sit approximately, right? If you only did the cutout for the tops of your palm trees, you're going to position those and then just obviously you're going to connect that to your little island, okay? Same with this one. You find the position where you're going to have the top of your palm tree, and then from there you trace it and you're going to connect that with the paint down to the island. But we're going to do this we're going to do this by hand. So hope you guys are ready for this. For those of you that are doing this freehand, give me thumbs up, guys, if you're ready for that next step. Give me your thumbs up. I'm going to make a little adjustment to my island, to my beach, just a little tiny bit. I just want this to stick out a little bit like that. Thumbs up if you're ready for the next step. If you're not ready for the next step, don't give me any thumbs up. I'm seeing lots of thumbs up. That's good. All right. Then again, a few little sad faces. It's okay. Don't be sad, guys. You guys are good. You guys are good. Tell you guys what. If you guys are, yes, sorry. Yes, Adriana, thank you. Good call out. So, on the island, little island part, thank you, I missed that. You want to do your edge to match. Okay, I'm sure some of you already caught it. Some of you that have painted with me before, you know you automatically go to the edge. If there's something that reaches the edge, just wrap it around to the side. So go ahead and do that now. For those of you that are doing the trace for your palm trees, go ahead and start on that now. Okay, you know you want to place the top of your palm tree, the top of it, where you think the best position is going to be for it. My palm tree is going to, the big one's going to be about right here. The small one's going to be about right over here. So just that's where you want to start, and then start with your trace. Okay. For those of you that are doing this freehand, here's what I want you to do. You are going to take the little skinny brush, the smallest brush you got. I'm using a little tiny, actually no, I'm not going to use that one. You can use either one of these, watch. I'll show you in a moment. I've got a little tiny liner brush, little skinny thing, little pointy thing. I can use that, or I can use my little 1/4-inch brush, little small one. Pernell just said, Jesse, we're celebrating 17 years of marriage with you. You're very welcome, Pernell. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Congratulations, you guys. Hey, guys, a little toast to Pernell. Hey, guys, a little toast. A little toast to 17 years of marriage. Everybody, about to do a little toast. And a one. Whoop. I think my wine glass is a little over to the side. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Cheers to 17 years of marriage. Salud. Very cool, guys. Very cool. Definitely congratulations. Congratulations, guys. Lots of hearts in your honor. Here we go. I'm going to give you guys a bunch of hearts for that. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know if you guys can see my hearts coming up. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Look at that. Look at that. Give you guys all these hearts. Bam. I don't know. It must have been like 100 hearts I just gave you guys. Definitely congratulations to many, many more years of happy marriage. Okay, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Palm trees. You can use a little tiny skinny liner brush, little tiny skinny thing, or you can use something like this, a little 1/4-inch flat brush. Okay, well, this is really skinny at the top, but when you look at it sideways, it looks like a little rectangle. This is perfect. This is what I'm going to use. What I'm going to do first, taking some black, and I've got to load up on some black because I'm almost out. Watch this. Just like what we did with the sun, you want to find your position for your palm tree first. Where the middle, this part right here, is going to sit. Mine's going to sit about right there. Put a little dot down. Okay, again, this represents about in here. About. All right, nothing fancy, just a little dot. So let's start with that. Okay. Everybody put a little dot down if you're doing this freehand. Again, if you're doing your trace, just trace it out. Trace that thing out with your pencil or your marker, etc. What do we got over here? Okay. So, from there, here's what I'm going to do next. Actually, I don't want to... Yeah, I'm going to increase this a little bit. Just going to make a little bit of a... almost like a little... elongated oval. This is the base of my palm tree. Okay? Something like that. Nothing too fancy. Nothing too specific. But this is where all the big leaves, the palm leaves, the fronds are going to be coming off of. Okay? Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to connect it to my island. Now, the trunk can be a little bit curved, right? It could be straight. That's all up to you. I leave that up to you. Mine's going to be a little bit curved. So check this out. Same little brush. I'm using the skinny part of the brush. When I make my trunk, I'm not using the thick part of it. I'm using the skinny part. Okay? Watch. So all I'm going to do is I just commit to it. The more slowly you work, especially when you're trying to make a line like that, the shakier your hand is going to be. So your hand tends to kind of wiggle a bit if you do it slowly. Just go. Okay, commit to it. but use the skinny part of the brush. You don't have to go super fast, but you don't want to go too slowly, because if you do, then you're apt to make your hand shake a little bit. Right now, the point is just to get that line to touch the island. We can always make adjustments to it later. Usually what you'll see with a palm right at the top, it's skinnier and it slowly widens as it gets down to the base. I'm not worried about that. I can always adjust that later. For now, all you want is that trunk connecting down to the island. Okay, so I'll give you guys a moment to do that. Okay, so get that going. Actually, I'm going to do the little one. Same thing with the little one. All right? Same thing with the little one in just a minute. So you guys can see it again. You guys can see this process again. Once I do the little one, I'm going to go ahead and do the fronds up on my large palm tree. Okay? So give it a moment, and we're going to do this again. So my little palm tree, the top of it is about right here. So from here, it's right about in here. Looking at the original, it's right about in here. You guys could have one that's over here. You guys could have one that's up here. Up to you. Mine's going to live right about right here. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start with the little dot at the center, right? About where the center is going to be, and that's about right here. So I put my little dot down. This palm tree is a little smaller than this one, so this section of it is going to be a little bit smaller. All right. I've got my dot in place, and then I'm just going to do this. Do about the same thing I did on that, but a little bit on the smaller side. I think I went a little too large. So watch what I'm going to do. I think I made that a little too big. I have a paper towel with a little bit of water. I'm just going to come in and I wipe that off. Because the paint is really wet, I can still take that off without much problem. Okay, that's about right there. Okay, good. I like that better. Acrylic paint, as long as it's not too dry, you can fix things, manipulate it a bit. Once it's really dry, it's hard to do stuff like that. And there we go. Once I've done this, what comes next? Oh yeah, I connect it to the beach, right? So again, using the skinny part of the brush, a little skinny part. So I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna come down. There we go. There we go. All the way down. Look at that. Look at that. Again, I'm not worried about fixing the trunk or anything like that just yet. That comes later. Okay? For now, my concern is the tops of my palm trees. So I'm going to give it about 2 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay? So everybody just kind of shake it off a little bit. So right now it's about 5:18. I'm thinking we're probably going to be finishing in about maybe around 6 o'clock, a little bit after 6:15ish or so. Okay, so just to give you guys a little bit of an idea. Okay, tops of our palm trees. Here we go. Pay very close attention. I'm going to do the big one first. Then I'm going to come down and do the little one. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys about a minute to get your attention. I want you guys to pay very close attention to this. You could even practice this on a plate, on a different surface. Like you could take the back of a plate and you could do what I'm about to do here. Practice it here first. Sorry, I got some wet paint here and I don't want it to come dripping down. So you can practice here first before you transition this whole process to the canvas, okay? What you're going to do first, it's gonna look a little bit like a spider. Let me point out on the original what we're going for. We're gonna start with these branches. Right? We're gonna do a few branches first. And notice they're a little thicker at the base and they get slimmer, skinnier, pointier. when they get to the edge. Kind of same thing for every one of them. Thicker here at the base, they come on out and get a little skinnier, right? It's kind of the general transition from the center, from the inside to the outside. They get a little pointy. So what you're going to do, same little brush that I'm just using. Okay, I better clean my hand before I get that all over the place. Same little brush. I'm using the skinny part of the brush, and you can do this. You can do this part of it with a skinnier, smaller brush if it makes you guys more comfortable. Okay, but I'm going to take this and I'm going to go. I'm going to come to the left first. Sorry, guys. Actually, I'm going to go right first. I think it's easier for me to show you where I'm not blocking the camera as much. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to make this really skinny at first. Just come out, come out. Okay, like that. Then I can thicken the base a little bit so that it gets skinnier as it goes out. Right? A little thicker at the base, gets skinnier as it goes out. Do that again. It's going to be one that's down here. Again, at the beginning, it's going to look like we're making spider legs. Little spider legs. Maybe there's one that comes out this way. Every palm tree is a little different, right? Some have, I don't know, maybe yours are going to have 6 of these, 7 of these, 5 of these, kind of up to you. Okay, I'm going to do one up here. Remember, folks, this video is going to stay up on my channel, on my page here for a few days. So if you guys want to come back and do this all over again, you can. If you want to do some touch-ups, you can. Right? It'll be available for you guys to come back and watch it again. So again, I'm just making a bunch of these little guys. I think I'm probably going to end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7, 8 of these. All right. Cool. Let's see. Stephanie she sent me a picture of hers with looks like pine trees. Sorry, Stephanie, the picture's a little bit on the smaller side. See some pine trees there. Cool. That works. Pine trees will work. Okay. So maybe I need one more. All right, so that's what I start with. And again, the base is a little bit thicker. As it gets to the edges, it's a little smaller. Okay, so I want everybody to get to this point before I go on to the next point, the next step. So I'll give you guys about 2 minutes. And if you didn't see this all the way through, I'm going to do it again on the small one. So, but yeah, so don't freak out. It's the same thing for this one as it is for that. I know you guys are all concentrating. I'm not seeing too many questions over here. That's all right. All right. Cool. So what I'm doing next is I am transitioning over to my little skinny liner brush. I can make some of the next step can also be done with the same brush that I was just using, but probably, especially if this is your first time, or you know, maybe you're really new to painting, which I think most of you. I know there's a few of you on here that paint quite a bit, and that's fantastic. But if you're newer to this, it's probably easier for this next step if you use the skinniest, smallest brush you got. Okay, what I'm going to do next is create the actual foliage, right? These little, the palm fronds themselves, all these little tiny lines that make up the body of the fronds is what I'm going to make next. And if you look if you look close, there's not a whole lot to this. Just a bunch of lines. So, like for example, this one here could be this, we'll say, right? I know they're different sizes, but we have the little lines coming off on both sides, and they're pointy. They get pointy as they come out, right? You can do a bunch of these. Some of them you're going to see them on both sides. So this one you can see the ones on the top and the ones on the bottom. On this one, you only see the ones on the bottom. Same thing up here, bottom, top, right? So just keep in mind that not every one of them is going to be exactly the same. Depending on your perspective, you're only going to see part of one side of some of them, and then on some others you're going to see both sides, right? I hope that makes sense. So this one I can see the leaves on both sides. This one, same thing. So vary it a bit. Don't stress too much. I'm just trying to explain how this comes about. Here we go. First one. I'm going to work on this one here. And watch what I do. I'm going to do this a few times so you guys don't stress too much. Watch for a little bit first. Just making a bunch of these like this. Some of them overlap. And don't work too slowly on this, right? There's a bunch of these. So typically what happens is as they get closer to the edge, to the point furthest away from the center. So here's your center. As you get further away, these are smaller. They get a little bit smaller. They're not as long. They're longer towards the center. Okay, just like that. And you overlap them. Here's another one. Nothing fancy, folks. Again, don't overthink it. Just go. Make them skinny. You want them to end up in a little bit of a point. So don't press too hard on your brush. The harder you press down on the brush, the thicker the brush stroke, right? So just kind of do that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this top one. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when you can see both sides of one of the fronds. So again, I'm trying not to block what I'm doing so you guys can see. There we go. And then maybe this one goes into a little bit of a point. I'll do the same thing on the other side. So something like that. And the more density, the more of these you add, it starts to look more like a palm tree. So don't hold your breath, guys. Don't hold your breath. Gotta breathe. Gotta breathe. Don't want you guys passing out. I know that when you're concentrating, we hold our breath a little bit. Just go. Okay, so this one, here we go. Again, some of them overlap. Some of them have little spaces in between. You want to make it a little random. Right? If you make them too uniform, then they don't look natural. Where this is nature, right? So the wind knocks some of these down. They're not perfect. They're not all perfectly the same length. They don't all look exactly the same. None of that. All right. Just like that. Come over to the other side and do the same thing. Again, guys, breathe. Don't overthink it. One little brush stroke at a time. Like that. And then from time to time, make sure you take a little step back. Assess your work. Jennifer says she's scared for her tree. Don't be scared. Just go. Just do it. There we go. Again, a little longer towards the center of our branch. And then a little skinnier towards the edge. Oops. I overdid that a little bit. That's all right. No big deal. little island gets a lot of wind coming through, messes with our palm trees a little bit. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. Okay. So again, take a moment, assess your handiwork, and see where you need to make adjustments. So, for example, let's see. I think I got most of it looking the way I want it to. It's a little hard to see for me because I'm over to the left. I can't quite get in front of it. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. I do say so myself. Once I've got this where I want it, I'm going to switch out brushes for a moment so I can work on the trunk. So watch this, guys. Even if you're still working on your fronds, on your leaves and stuff, look at this part of it. Okay? Make sure you pay attention to this. All I'm going to do is make an adjustment. What I want to do is I want to smooth out my edges here, and I want to keep the top part of the trunk skinnier, the actual bark, right, the trunk, skinnier at the top, and it slowly widens a little bit as it gets down to the base. Obviously, there are really skinny palm trees. Most palm trees are really skinny, but they generally do tend to be skinnier at the top than they are at the base. So maybe just make sure yours transitions slowly and get a little thicker towards the bottom. Just like this. All I'm doing is taking my little brush here, using the skinny part, and adding layers. Just like that. Okay, something like that. That looks about right. Look at that. Two minutes, and I'm going to repeat it over here. I'm going to do the same thing on this little guy as we did there. And then after that, we have the reflection. We have to add more color to our sun to make it stand out a bit more. We got the reflection in the water, and then we got our two birds. So we're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Don't forget, I want to see your pictures when we're all said and done. Afterwards, you're going to be sending me pictures of your stuff so I can share it and so I can show it off to the people on my social media. So, and if you guys are in the pictures, even better. I like to see your faces. It's cool that I can see your paintings. That's fantastic. But I also like to see you guys. So if you guys are in the picture, even better, right? Smiley, happy people. Here we go. Oh, almost knocked over one of my lights. Don't want to do that. That wouldn't be a happy little accident. Okay, guys, so back to the little guy. Same thing as what we did over there. I'm going to take my little 1/4-inch brush, 1/4-inch little flat brush right here, and I'm going to make my little spider legs. 1, 2. I'm going to pick this one up a little bit, a little faster, I mean, since you've already seen the first one. Start with these guys right here. Come across. Bam. Another one right here. Bam. Then maybe we got one that comes over this way at the top. And maybe we got one right here. So all in all, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 little branches. And I look at it, make sure I'm happy with that. I think so. I think I like that. All right, Belle. What that means is you're getting better at this. Belle's commenting how her tree today looks better than the last one. Good. Practice. You guys know what practice does. So here we go, guys. Switch over my little skinny brush. All right, Jason, that looks good. I got an update from Jason Seward. All right, Jason, that looks good. Yeah, I'll slow down a little bit, guys. So I'll slow down. I'm gonna give it about 5 minutes then before we go to this next one. I'll go there again, okay? But yeah, send me your questions if you guys have any, or keep working on catching up a little bit. And don't forget to breathe. Take a breath and just go. I think one of the biggest things sometimes that I've seen, I've been doing this in front of actual groups for about 3.5 years now, and one of the biggest things that I see when people are doing little intricate work like this is that the stress level kind of goes up, which is natural, but basically just take a few breaths, stay calm, and then look at this, look at whatever it is that you're doing for what it actually is. Don't try not to overthink it. Again, right? That's kind of one of the keys. Try not to overthink it. Simply look at it. It's just lines, right? In this case, we have a little center. We got lines that are just coming right off of it, and they look like spider legs, little curved lines. They end in little points. Okay, they end in little points. So those are important things to keep in mind. But then you just start doing them. Relaxed as you can be. And then, of course, as I like to say, is the more times you paint, the more experience you gain, the better you'll get. There's just no way around it. You can't not get better. It's not possible. Right? So, especially if you're a beginner, if you've never done this before, and if you've never painted before, then even more so. Okay? So, just keep all that in mind. Breathe, relax, and then just go. Have fun with it. Have fun with it. And then, of course, if you miss a step or you want to come back and maybe try it again, the video is going to be up on my page. So, okay. And there goes my creaky stool. Let's see, I think I got some more pictures popping up over here. All right, Juliana, yeah, those look fantastic. Very awesome. Looks, I see 3 paintings there. Yeah, those look really nice. Okay, guys, for the sake of time, right, we want to move on. I want to go ahead and start talking about this one now. So again, if you're having any problem with your fronds and you're working on the first one still, pay attention to what I'm doing with the small one over here. Okay, the birds are going to be coming up here pretty soon. And just want to make sure that everybody, you know, that everyone's kind of paying attention so you all get to see what's happening. But here we go again with this one, okay? Again, if you're still working on this, just pay attention to this because it's going to give you your, maybe it's going to fill in some of the gaps that you might have missed that first time that I did it. So here we go. Little tiny skinny brush, right? And I'm going to go and maybe I'm going to start over here. And on this one, I can see both sides of my frond, and I'm just going to, if you guys see my finger here, I place it on the canvas, stabilizes my hand, makes it easier, stabilizes my hand a little bit, makes it easier to make these little skinny lines. Okay, Just like that. Whoops, I think I moved the canvas a bit. Do this one down here. First I'm going to come in and widen the base a bit on each of these. Here we go. There we go. Again. Nice and easy. Okay, nice and easy. Here we go. A little randomness, but they also overlap. Over here. These are a little bit smaller than on that tree, right? In that large tree, the little lines are a little smaller. Okay. Come over to the other side. Do these also. All right. Come over here, do the same thing. I'm just gonna do the same thing for each one, right? And these are a little longer at the base, and they get skinnier the further out you go. Or sorry, they get shorter. Right. Look at that. Looking like little palm trees. Okay. And then of course, once I've got this, I want to go ahead and smooth out the trunk. Little small brush. Transition back to this little 1/4" brush. Take this guy and do that on each side, skinnier at the top. There we go. Cool. Yeah, like I think I'm good with that. All right, guys. Give it a few minutes with this. The little birds are next. Actually, no, the sun and the reflection is next. So I'm going to give you guys about 5 minutes. And I know that this part of it isn't easy, but just take your time with it. When I move on to the reflection and the sun and everything else, simply move with me. When I move on to the birds, wherever you are, simply move over to what I'm doing and then go back to your palm trees if you're behind on your palm trees, okay? Don't fall further behind by skipping what I'm doing with the sun and the reflection and the birds because you want to keep working on your palm tree. Simply move with me and then go back to your palm trees when that's all done. By now, you should have the general process of how to create your palm tree, so it's an easy thing to simply go back wherever you are when we move over to the reflection, the water, and to the birds, okay? So I'm going to give it about 5 minutes, and we're going to move on over to the reflection, the sun, and then we're doing the birds, okay? All right, guys. Any questions? Anybody? How's everybody doing? All right, Jason. That looks good. That looks really good. Or is that the same one you sent me earlier? Oh, it is. It is the same one. I take that back. I already congratulated you. I'm seeing some smiley faces and some, looks like maybe some frustrated faces. Don't worry, guys. Again, don't freak out. Palm trees can be difficult. Okay. Just keep in mind that at any point, you can always go back and watch the video again. It'll be pinned to the top of my Painting with Jesse page. All right. Just keep that in mind. I'm seeing some sad faces. I'm seeing some wow faces, some hearts. You know, I'm not seeing as many mad faces as I saw last week pop up. Last week I saw a bunch of mad faces coming up. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you guys all hearts. The people that are sending little sad faces, I'm going to give you guys a bunch of hearts. Why? Because you need them. That's why. Those are all for you guys with the sad faces. And also with the happy faces and the hearts. This is for all of you, for everybody. 1,000 hearts your ways. Your way. Look at that. Yeah. There we go. There we go. So it might have been like 1,000,000 hearts. I was pressing the pad really quickly, so I think I hit like 1,000,000 hearts. There's my mad faces. Oh, and I'm not making fun of anybody that's struggling. If you're struggling a little bit, don't worry. It's part of the process. It is part of the process. Oh wow, Leilani, that's beautiful. Those are, oh Roxy, look at yours. Sorry guys, I'm just reacting to some of the messages that I'm getting direct to my page. People are sending me pictures of their progress. Some of those are looking fantastic. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Sorry, April. I think you said your name was Leilani, so I'm calling you Leilani. I'm hoping I'm getting that right. Otherwise, congratulations, April. Either way, but yeah, those look nice. Roxy, that's beautiful too. Very nice. Beautiful. Now, guys, again, keep in mind some of you on here are first timers or really new to painting. So it's okay to get frustrated. You're along the process. There's gonna be a little frustration that happens. No big deal. Okay, Leilani, I got it right. Cool. Don't stress about that. I know most of us want to produce something that we can show off to people. Hey, look what I did. That's all right. Just keep in mind that frustration can be a part of it. Frustration can lead to improvement, right? Because it's obviously important to you to get it right. So just use it as part of the process of learning, okay? Okay, everyone. So let's talk about our sun. Again, if you're still working on those palm trees, move along with me, okay? Don't stay on the palm trees. You're going to want to go back to those after you see what I'm doing here. Or even do the whole thing with me first, and then go back to your palm trees. The palm trees have already been explained. You kind of already have the idea. It's easy to go back to that. If you miss what I'm about to do, then you're simply going to fall further behind, okay? So again, don't stress. Here we go. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of yellow. Oops, I just dropped my paper towel. All right. I'm going to go with my little, it's about a 1/2 inch brush. Got myself a little 1/2 inch brush right here. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. It's been sitting in that dirty water. My water with paint in it. I want to clean it up. Remove as much of this dark paint as I can, because I don't want it to mix, and I'm going to be using really light paint here in a moment. Actually, I'm going to step over to my sink and I'm going to clean this up real quick. So give me a sec. All right, I'm back. So, taking a little bit of yellow. Okay, a little bit of yellow. I'm also going to put this on my plate. And then I'm going to take a little bit of white. A little white, a little bit of yellow. I mix the two so I make a lighter yellow. Okay? Guess where this is going to go. I'm going to use this to brighten up my sun. All the way around, under. There we go. There we go. So I made my sun brighter, right? Stephanie says, ugh, I don't like trees. It's okay, Stephanie. You got this. I believe in you. Okay, so there we go. I just brightened up my sun. Using the same, watch this step. Brightening up the sun is pretty easy, right? So even if you're on that step still, watch this next step. I'm going to create the reflection in the water using the same colors. Let me point it out to you on the original. I got yellows and whites. It's narrow up at the top, closest to the sun. And as it gets closest, we're sitting over here somewhere. As it gets closest to us, this widens out a bit. Okay? So that is what is next. All right? So pay attention, folks. Pay attention to this. Again, we're at the top. Right down about the center here's the center of our sun. We draw a straight line down. Come about right here. And then I slowly start to do this. Left and right. And at first, I'm going to keep this on the thinner side. I'm just going to thin all the way down. Watch closely, guys. Thin all the way down. What I mean by thin is this. Stays thin. All the way down, right? Okay. Now, just touch it up a little bit here. As I start getting further down, this starts widening out a little bit. Widening out. Whoop. Look at that. So again, little mistakes can happen. Got a little yellow here on the side. Just take a little paper towel, wipe that off. Because the paint is wet, this is easy to do. Okay, just like that. But anyway, as I was saying, the reflection in the water is skinny, and then it gets wider as it gets down towards the bottom. As it gets closest to us, it's a little bit wider. All these are little tiny lines. Right, just like this. Skinnier, closer to the top. Just like that. So I do that with the yellow. So when he said, show me how you're holding the brush, I'm holding it towards the back like this. Okay? And I'm using the flat but the broad side. so I'm brushing like this, right? Flat. I'm not using the broad side. My strokes aren't broad. They're the thin, skinny ones like this. And I'm going across on the canvas. Okay, like this. So I'm going to do this again with the white. So now I'm going to take a little bit of white, and I'm just going to come in between a little bit. Okay, just like that. I'm going to do this all the way down. Okay, I come to the bottom. Right, I don't go into my little landmass across on the other side. I just stop right below. Look at that. Look at that. All right. Yes, Adriana, sorry, same color. Same color as what we used on the sun just a moment ago, and then I also took a little bit of white and added some reflections in white, okay? So, in a moment, what do you guys think we're gonna do? We're gonna do the birds. We're gonna do those birds. Yeah, those birds are gonna be fun. I'm gonna start with the easy the easy one first, then I'm gonna move to the big one. You guys want to be paying attention to that, okay? So 5 minutes on this. I know it's a little fast, guys. However, this isn't. You also want to kind of, you want to work on not overthinking it. Just kind of go. Just do exactly what you see me doing, right? To the best of your ability, of course. But just go with a little bit of confidence. You just go. Big key to it. Commit. Look at it, assess what I'm doing, and go, I got this. And then you just go, all right? So, we got about 3 more minutes before we go over and do the birds. Questions? Comments? Lauren Edwards says, wow, okay? I'm hoping she's looking at her painting going, wow, this is fantastic. Cool, Roxy, that looks beautiful. Stephanie, let's see, did I get another picture over here? Yeah, Stephanie. Stephanie, they look good. I like your mountain range in the background. That's really cool. You got like a desert, mountain range, water scene. Looks pretty cool. Jason, that looks cool. Yeah, look at that. Look at that reflection in the water. Hi, Becky. What's going on? You should have joined us today. You should have joined our little painting session today. Again, guys, feel free to invite your friends, invite your family, whoever wants to join in. You can share my page with them and tell them that we're going to be here again next Saturday. I don't know where we're going to be painting yet. Like I said, I usually don't decide till sometime. I try to do it as early in the week as I possibly can, but usually by Wednesday I'll post what it is that we're painting, and I try to keep it as simple as I can. They are a little bit challenging, of course, but that's part of how you grow as an artist. If you're planning on doing this often or whatever, you grow by practice. So I try to make it so it's not super challenging, but also so that you guys can do have a little bit of, you have to push yourselves a little bit. I've been, maybe next week, I don't know, maybe next week I'll show you guys some of my artwork. A lot of the stuff in the background that you see, those are just little from painting events that I do for paint parties and stuff. But my start was in oil. I do a lot of portraits, or I did before all this, before my paint parties took over. I was doing portraits and figurative work and stuff like that. Maybe next week I'll have that put up on my wall, and I'll show you guys some of the stuff that I've done. I used to do commission work, commission portraits and things like that. So maybe that'll be kind of fun, so you guys can kind of see again other stuff that I do. But all right, everybody, give me some thumbs up. Let me know that you're ready for the next step. Let me know that you guys are ready for the birds. Becky, okay, next week, Becky, you got your supplies ready. Keep them ready. Keep them out so that when you walk around your house, you see them and you go, oh yeah, okay? Don't put them away. All right, everybody, thumbs up, we're ready for the birds. Yeah, I'm seeing some thumbs up. I think it's the same person sending a bunch of those thumbs up. Come on, give me those thumbs up. I'm not seeing any, looks like I'm not seeing any crying faces, so that's good. Or very few. All right, everybody. Birds, again, wherever you are, you want to watch this, so pay attention. You can always go back to those other steps that we've already covered. Okay, you can always go back to those. Bird number 1. is going to be this guy right here. Bird number. Hey Jason, that's cheating, Jason. So Jason just sent me an actual picture of his of some. That is, yeah, that's pretty cool, Jason. Too bad that's a real picture. That's photorealism, Jason. That's not what we're doing here today. Anyway, so guys, the first bird we're gonna do is this one right here. Okay, this is where we're starting. So mine's gonna be about right here. Okay, you guys can put it up here. You guys can put it over here. You guys can do the second bird too. Maybe you have two birds that look like this. You can do two birds that look like this. Maybe one's over here at a different angle, or maybe they're together. Maria, absolutely, more than welcome next week. Okay, next Saturday, feel free to join. We're starting right here. We're gonna start with this little base, this little partial circle, and then we're gonna do the wings. Okay, I'm gonna explain this. Let me explain it to you guys. We're gonna start with the base. The base, or the body of the bird, looks like a little partial circle. So watch this. Do like a little, almost like a little half circle, slightly at an angle like this, and then here's the top. Okay, I'm going to see if I can bring the camera in closer for this part of it. No, I'm going to bring the canvas closer to the camera. I know it's a little further off. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Hopefully it's within range. So again, a little half circle, angled like this, and then I cover the top. Over to the right. Okay, and then I just fill this in. Okay. Okay, so that's where we're going to start. Now, I got to put this back onto the easel so I can do the wings. But when I do one wing, I'm going to bring it forward again. Actually, I'm going to take that off. Technical difficulties with my canvas, with my easel. All right. Wing on this side. It is about 3 or 4 times the length of the body. So like this, here's the body. The wing that comes across like that is about 3 or 4 times the length of the body. So I start really skinny. Okay, kind of do that. Okay, so I'm going to try and hold this and do this. Hold this with my hand and do it. So the wing is thicker at the base. A little tricky to do it holding it in my hand, but you get the idea. Look at the base, and it gets thicker as you go out towards the side. Okay. Probably made that a little too long, a little too thick. That's okay. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to do the other side. Same thing on the other side. Breathe as you do this. All right, breathe through it. There we go. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to catch up on that. So not a whole lot to it. Got the little base for the body. Birds flying in this direction, right? Coming at us maybe, or maybe it's going the opposite direction. You got the base, Got two wings that come off of it. Don't overthink it. Okay. So the next one we're going to do is this. Right, we're going to do this bird here. Sorry, I'm blocking the other bird. I'll bring this down in a bit. And you can see there's a difference between this bird and the one that I just did. Right? No big deal. They still look like birds. Still both look like birds. So this one here, I'm going to start it with the little 1/4 inch flat brush. And just so you guys can see, I'm going to do the body first. Then I'm going to add the wings, probably in this order. This one first, and then this one. Okay? You guys can put your bird wherever you want. So watch me do it. I'll give you guys a minute to get ready for this one. Okay? Give you guys a minute. Alright guys, other bird. A little small 1/4 inch brush. A little small, not my little pointy brush. A little liner brush, I'm not using that, not for this part of it anyway. I'm using my little 1/4 inch brush. And again, as I do each step, I'm going to bring the canvas forward for you guys to see it. I'm going to leave the canvas on the easel because it's too hard for me to hold it with one hand and paint with the other. We're going to start with the body first. So I'm using my hand here. Since this is all dry, I can place my hand on the canvas. So the body of the bird, a little skinny part of my brush. Okay? Eleanor says, dang, bird was hard. Yeah, I know it's a little tricky, Eleanor. It's okay. It's all right. You got this. Hopefully you did okay, though. So this bird here is going to be a little harder, probably. A little 1/4 inch brush again. Skinny part is brushing along like this. Okay? I'm not using the broadside. I'm using the little skinny part of my brush. Here we go. All I'm going to do is a little line across. That right there is essentially the length of my bird minus the beak. So it's this right here. Okay? That's how long my bird's going to be. All it is a flat line across at an angle that we're going to start adding some shape to. Okay? So watch me do this. At each step, I'm going to bring the canvas forward. Just pay a little attention. I know this isn't necessarily easy for some of you, but do your best. Just do your best. Your best. Here we go. We're going to start with the head. The head kind of looks like that. It'll make sense in a moment. There's my head. Almost like a little rectangle. All right? Okay. From there, I'm going to add the little belly, the breast and the belly. You'll see it in a second. It'll look about like this. So all I did was added, so here's my head still, I just added this. Tapers off that little breast and belly and tapers off to the back. Okay. From there, And if in the process your bird starts to grow a little bit, that's perfectly normal. From here, I'm just gonna, and I want to add a little bit of a longer tail because I kind of removed it when I did that first, when I did the chest part of the bird. Jennifer says, my bird is deformed. Sorry, Jennifer. Yes, Adriana, it's a little bit tadpole-like. Yes, definitely there's a little bit of tadpole shape to this. It's okay, guys, if you only want to do one bird, that's fine. It's perfectly cool, right? So there's that. Now, watch this part right here, guys. The wing. I'm going to start with this part of the wing right here. So here, down. This right here, down. Right? And that part of the wing is probably, that part of the wing, this part right here, is probably about half the length of my bird. Approximately, okay? So don't take out measuring tape or ruler or anything. You don't need that. So half the length of my bird is about how that wing, how long that part of the wing is. So about in the middle, we're gonna go like this. Okay, just like that. Okay. From there, we're going to draw the wing backwards and at an angle, up, whoops, up and back. And this does stretch out back a little bit. Whoops. About like that. This has a little point right here. Okay, something like that. And then the other wing. So the other wing starts right about here. It does touch the first wing. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. But first I'm going to start with a little skinny line. Now this is going to be a little tricky because I'm holding it with my hand, one hand, and that comes out about like so. All right. I'm going to put this back really quickly. I'm going to fix this up a little. All right. So that's what that looks like. We needed a little beak, and we're pretty much done with that. Check that out. Okay, we just need a little beak now. All right, just need a little beak. So I'm going to take my little tiny skinny brush, my little liner brush, small pointy thing. Let's get right here. And I'm going to give my guy a little seagull a little beak. And I can go in there and do touch-ups if I want. This wing goes like that. All right. All right. I think this bird ate a little too much. We had a couple little fish. Just went fishing. Meal or two. It's got a little bit of a belly. That's okay. I like him. All right. Look at that. Look at that. Whoops. So it looks like some of you are finishing up and are leaving the group, which is okay because the count has gone down slowly over the past 10 minutes or so, 15, 20 minutes. But yeah, we're gonna do some. Finish up about 10 more minutes, and we'll be done with all of this. I'm not leaving just yet, guys. About 10 minutes, like I said. So ask me any questions. If you want me to redo anything, let me know. Keep in mind again that the video is going to stay up on my Facebook page for those of you that want to go back and you know, maybe go over a particular part of it that you might have missed, or maybe just want to do some touch-ups, etc. Okay? So, all right, Eleanor, cool. Eleanor says she went for it and did 2 birds. Cool. Cool. Adriana says every bird needs a friend. They sure do. Jennifer, the second bird needs to redeem the first one. All right. Cool. So now, guys, if you're done with the birds, you can go back and do little touch-ups, maybe on your, finish up your palm trees, the reflection in the water. One last thing before you guys all finish, what you want to do is you want to do the bottom part. So what you can do is take some black to match the bottom part right here, so it matches in black, but then you can take some blue and do the rest of it down here. Right, so this part would be blue to match the water, and this part would be black to match the island. I'm not going to do that just yet. To do that on the easel, I would flip it and do all that. I'm going to let you guys do that on your own. It's pretty self-explanatory. If I do that now and I put it back on the easel like this, it'll glue to the easel. So that's the very last thing you want to do. Actually, you want to sign it first. You want to sign your painting, and then you can do that bottom part. I'm actually going to sign mine right now. How about that? And when people sign theirs, you could use your initials. You can use your, maybe you have an artistic name that you want to use. Maybe you have maybe use your initials, your first name only, your last name. All up to you. So I'm taking my little liner brush, making a little bit of light blue. That's what I'm going to use to sign my name on with. Okay, I'm going to come over here and there we go. Oops. I overdid the little dot on my eye right there. That's okay. All right, Adriana, you're very welcome. See you next week. All right, everyone. So that's pretty much it for today. You got it, Tatiana? So that's pretty much it, guys, for today. I'm not leaving just yet, but for those of you that are leaving, just, don't forget to send me your pictures, guys. Send me pictures of your stuff. I want to share it. I want to show it off. And again, if you guys are in the pictures, even better. If not, that's okay too. You guys are painting from the comfort of your home. Maybe you guys are in your PJs or whatever. You guys are just relaxing. You don't want to, include yourselves in the picture. That's okay. But definitely, if you can send me your pictures, that would be so awesome. Don't forget to share and mention and like my page, etc. And I'll be picking what we're painting later in the week. Early, probably. I'm going to try to do it by Tuesday, but no promises. By Wednesday, I'll have it up, and you guys can take a look at that and decide if you want to join in. But pretty awesome. I'm seeing lots of little thumbs up, lots of hearts. I'm going to send you guys back a bunch of hearts. Right back to you guys. Maria, you're very welcome. You're very, very welcome, Becky. Let's see. Sign the bottom. Paint the bottom too. Ariel says sign the bottom, paint the bottom. All right. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and paint the bottom. Since we got a little time here before we end everything, I'm going to go ahead and I just signed it. Now I'm going to paint the bottom. Okay? So here's how I would do this. I take the canvas, flip it over. I'm going to take the black, my black paint. And again, I'm going to match where my little beach is. I'm going to match that. I went all the way across like that. Bam. Bam, like that. Okay, Stephanie Wood, you're very welcome. You got it, Eleanor. Glad you enjoyed yourself. Hope you guys all had fun. You and your daughter. I think it was you and your daughter that were painting. But yeah, definitely. Maybe we'll see you guys next week. So all I'm doing right now is mixing more of my light blue paint that I did for the base, right? For the underpainting for the water. So I'm just recreating a little bit of that. White and blue is what I did. I'll make a little bit of a light paint. You got it, Laura. You're very welcome. It was awesome. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys so much. Thank everybody for joining me. Don't forget to send me your pictures. So all I'm doing here is then coming up and touching this up. Paint all the way across. Don't forget to be on the lookout for what we're painting next week for those of you that are going to join. So now my bottom matches. I leave this on my easel like this so that it dries. Right, again, I don't want to flip it back over because if I do it that way, it's going to stick to the bottom of my canvas and my easel. Okay, Juliana, sounds good. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Michelle Peterson, you got it. My pleasure. Thank you for joining. Okay, guys, I think we're good to go. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. It's about 25 of you still on here. Thank you, thank you. Bunch of hearts for all of you guys again. Dina, you got it, Dina. Thanks for being here. We'll see you guys again. We'll see you guys again next week. Juliana, you'll see how people from Big Bear, Oceanside, LA, Virginia, Florida, Venezuela, Peru, Spain, Colombia. I'll get it set up. Okay, sounds good. It's fantastic. I'd love to see all these people on there. That would be awesome. That would be amazing. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I will see some of you guys next week, hopefully. All right. Good night, everyone. Have a happy and safe rest of your Saturday, and hope you guys all have an awesome day tomorrow. I will see you guys soon. Don't forget to send me your pictures. Don't be shy. Bye-bye, everyone. You're very welcome, Carol. Bye-bye.